So what I want to do right now is I want to pause, time out, and ask you, what's been most valuable for you so far? What's been most valuable for you so far? Chances, I've just realized how much content I've put out there and never asked for the next step. Changing that today. You're welcome. I like both. I do the backstage quickly and easily. Okay, I get that you do the backstage quickly and easily. I bet you don't do it as quickly or easy as me, Ron. And so I just want to challenge you on this a little bit. I shoot my videos usually just using my phone. If I'm going to get fancy, I will, I'll get a fancy pants camera, but most of the time I just do it with my phone. If not, I use one of these. And as soon as I'm done, I upload the video to Dropbox and I walk away. So my backstage work takes me about 35 seconds. If you can beat that, then you win. Otherwise, I reckon the secret is how do we do as little of that as we possibly can. Ron, said with love. All of it's been amazing. Frequency, value, invitation, personality, etc. Website, 4 boxes. 4 commitments, particularly personality, yes. 4 money pages. How to set up the website for lead gen, yes. Remember to add my personality into my communication, 100%. One step at a time with the content. Continuous flow from red to yellow to green, 100% Joe. Getting clear and consistent form on media, yes. Finding my rhythm. The opt-in sequence, thank you page and ask for an action. Yeah, Greg's asking a really good question. What would be the best way to frame your content? Do you do the how or is it more of the what? Yeah, it's mostly why and what at a prospect stage. And it's full spectrum, why, what, how, now for clients. Love the money pages, leading people. Ron, yes, I won. Said with love, right? Perfect. Dina says, with the red offer, do you recommend a maximum value? In other words, a maximum price? No. It could be, it could be $20,000 or $50,000. It could be $100,000. What do I send my leads to on email? Yeah. So once I've got people in my funnel, I'm either going to send them to a webinar page, I'm going to send them to a particular blog post with some specific content, or a sales page if it's about an event. Okay. So we've got the theory. What I want to do right now is I want to take some of these key ideas, I want to put them into practice. And so, one of the things I think we talked about in week 1 when we did the sliders, designing the perfect business. By the way, this music is hilarious. I'm really sorry that you have to put up with it. I want to talk to you about your website. One of the things we talked about a couple of weeks ago when we talked about your website was, when we talked about your model was the sliders. And the idea of you could do it done for you, or you could do it yourself, or you could be in the middle and this done with you idea. So I got sick of having amazing clients with the best content in the world and just shitty websites. Shameful, horrible, unconverting, lame websites. And so what I did was I spent a bunch of money and a ton of time designing the ultimate website for a coach. And so I want to walk you through a really great example site right now that you can, that frankly you should model from. So this is the site that we've had built for our clients. Okay, so I want to walk you through. Right now we're looking at everything you can see above the fold. What's above the fold? It means without having to scroll. It comes from newspaper days where this is what you could see without having to flip to the bottom of the newspaper. So what do we got? We've got room for your logo, your photo, your headline, which is like your promise, right? I help this person. I help these people with that problem to get this result. There's a video if you want it. What else can you see? Lead magnet. So the free gift right here without having to scroll. Okay, so I might have, sign 7 clients in 30 days, free cut and paste email template. Download it here. And I download it, boom, and it pops up a lead box. Notice that the first name and email address fields are invisible on the homepage. It looks like I'm here to give you something, not to take something away. When I click it, that's where the field comes in, yeah? Then when we scroll, what do we got? Oh, I'm just going to give you the key elements. I want you to write these as we go. So, hero should have you, headline. I help this person with that problem to get this result. Lead magnet. Two-step opt-in box. Next up, what do we have? Credibility indicators. So these are clients you've worked with, places you've spoken, things you're a member of, right, to give you a little bit of cred. Next up, 3 call to action boxes. 3. lead magnet, join my webinar, join my program. If you think about what we've talked about so far, specifically, if you think about colors, we've got 3 call to actions on the website. So I'm just going to flick. This first one here, your lead magnet, that's your green offer. Yeah, that's your green offer. Next up, join my webinar in the middle here. That's our yellow offer. Last up, join my program or find out about Black Belt is your red offer. Got it? So 3 call to actions by color. Underneath that, 3 blog posts. Which 3 do you pick? Either the 3 most popular or the 3 best converting pieces, or if you're just getting started, the 3 that you've actually written so far. Right? Client testimonial and about you. Lead magnet at the bottom, social media icons at the bottom, if at all. The job of Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, Twitter and Pinterest. Those sites are designed to send you traffic, not the other way around. So by making these big and important at the top, we're leaking traffic out to social media instead of having social media send people to us. Next up, we've got your about page, which is about you. This is your background and your bio. Just understand that on every page, top and bottom, lead magnet there, and then there's details about you. The blog. Blog's going to be critically important. So while we're here, we've got a list of your blog posts. What's down the side? Green, orange, red. Okay? We click through to a specific post. This is where your video lives, or your audio file lives, or your written article lives. And we've got our lead magnet up top, green, yellow, red down the side, magnet on the bottom again. Client case study. Case study marketing is the best kind of marketing you can do. So client case study, call to action button underneath, and magnet again. Contact page, webinar page. Now this is one of the 4 money pages we talked about, right? So we've got, here's what I've got, name the webinar, here's what I'll do for you, specific bullets, here's how to get it, register now. Video is optional. If you run live events, there's an event page, yeah? So what I want to do right now is I want to pause and I want to find out what's the most useful thing that you saw in that website that you need to mirror in yours. Okay, so if you had a website that was doing just like that, what's the 1 or 2 biggest changes you'd need to make to yours? Ready, set, go. Oh man, I just copied your coachmarketingmachine.com format. Okay, well, welcome to 1987. Just kidding. When you use a personal hero shot versus a client in action picture, honestly, client in action picture is perfect. Doesn't matter. In the homepage, after about, what's next? Well, just think. I've looked at that. What if I've read this? Yeah, if I've read the about me page, what could come next? Lead magnet, right? Front page of my blog. Structure. Lead magnet's top, bottom of internal page, it says Johanna. Webinar page, home page. Video above the folder has a call to action. Yes. Crafting and placing the 3 offers. My green, my yellow, and my red. Love that. Custom WordPress theme. Ron? We spent a fortune split testing. We spent a fortune on design. We spent a fortune conversion tracking, and we built this. Order of the homepage. Complete redesign. Benefit-driven headline. By the way, I was kidding about 1987. Creating lead magnets on each page. Yes. Don't have a blog on my site. Okay, need one, right? Reason for people to come back to. Otherwise, once I'm there the first time, if I don't take action, what am I going to do? Shan's revising her earlier website from 7 down to a 4. Love the lead magnet, not asking for details on the page. Love that. 3 levels, green, yellow, red. Yes. What sort of content and frameworks for the homepage video? Greg, just imagine it's a super simple sales page. So it's, hi, my name's Taki. Welcome to coachmarketingmachine.com. If you're a type of person and you struggle with this kind of problem, this is going to be really, really useful for you. What I recommend you do to start, though, is to download my, here's what I've got, here's what I'll do for you, here's how to get it, click the button below and grab it now. Sandra, I coach small business owners and medium-sized business leaders. Do I need 2 websites or pages? I would have sandrabooth.com and then have underneath that, when I get there, 2 buttons. Are you a small business owner or a medium business leader? And have that go off to a separate site for each. That's how I would do it personally. A couple of people asking about so if you want us to build you a website, we built it for Black Belt. If you want us to build you one of those sites, we can totally do it. It's $2,000 US to build, and it's taken my design. So we're not going to mess with the design because it works, but it'll be branded your content, your lead magnet, all of that set up. If you want one, just type in the comments website, please, and I'll get the team to reach out and give you the info. Cool. Either Facebook comments we use, or you can use Discus. Okay. Okay. So we talked about websites. The question I've got for you is this: if your website looked as good as that and was structured like that, what kind of an impact would it make to your business? Ready, set, go. Massive. Specifically, what specifically would get different or better? Greg says, when does the new Black Belt website go live? My site. I had a look at it this morning. Some of the pages are there and the blog isn't yet. So as soon as the blog is up, we'll flip it over. They're just making some design tweaks to the blog page. Huge impact. Amazing. No shame. Send it. I have no shame. I send everybody there. Right. I get more leads. Heaps of leads. Fantastic. Save me time explaining. Get more signups and I'll grow my list. Yeah, exactly right. Cool. So let's talk about the content itself for a minute. A few of you guys said you'd like to do video. I've got this awkward situation right now where I'd love to show you how to do the videos that I do. But normally I shoot them on my phone, and I'm on the phone with you right now, so I can't really shoot a video. So I've got this idea. I can either teach you how to shoot the videos that I shoot, like how to structure them, or I can just talk about it. What would you prefer? I can actually do one, or I can demo it and we can discuss it, or I can just talk about it. What would be most helpful for you? Do it, demo, talk about it. Sarah says, I saw it in London, it was amazing. Talk it through. Talk about it's fine. Teach it. Demo it. Demo. Okay, almost everyone wants to demo. So here's what I can do. Let me just see where my, is the webcam on? It is, right? Yeah. Okay, so I've got my big fancy camera here that we could probably use. We'll give it a try. I have no idea if this is going to work. So let me just talk you through. Normally, I just use iPhone, or some kind of smartphone, and a little Rode mic called the Video Mic Me. Today, because of the reasons I've just explained, I'm going to use my fancy pants camera, which just happened to be in my suitcase down there because we haven't been able to check into the room yet. So today I'm going to use a Canon. It's an 80D, but it doesn't have to be. It could be any kind of camera. The mic on the top is called a Video Mic Go. What is easier? All right. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to shoot a video. I'm going to do it here in front of you using this. But just understand that you may not be able to hear everything I do, but we're going to give it a go, okay? So what I'd love from you is a topic to do a video about. So just think about something that we've learned over the last 3 weeks. What's one topic that we could do a video about? Brenda says, could you use a GoPro? Yeah, you could, if the microphone's okay. Audio is really important. Okay, so I'm just looking for some topics, please. Something from the last session. Somebody said pink sheet. I've got a few on pink sheets already, so I might just do, let's have a look. Why don't we just do the 3 kinds of website visitors? How to pick up girls. Dude, it's terrible. Let's just do the 3 kind of offers from your website. Yeah, so we'll do the idea we just talked about with news traps, and we might do a video about that thing. How does that sound? Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug my headphones here. As I do this, what I'd love you to do is just to watch what I do, and in a minute we'll do a quick debrief together. Okay? So let's have a go. Camera on. All right. So let's see how we go. This is going to be random because I've never done a video on a webinar about a website before. Let's see how we go. Okay, so I'm going to do this video in 3 parts, and the first part starts now. G'day, Rockstar. Taki Moore standing in an empty hotel bar in Hawaii, and today I want to tell you about the 3 kinds of offers you need to make on your website for the 3 different visitors. So stay tuned and keep it rolling. Okay, so that's part number 1. I don't know if you heard that. I just did like an intro. Okay, so in that part I did 2 things. Let's see if we can do it. Hey dude, so like I said, I'm at the Modern Hotel in Honolulu. Behind that wall there is a secret bookshelf. They swiveled it around, and I'm back here right now because we just landed in Hawaii. My hotel room's not ready yet, and I'm running a webinar with some clients in our new pilot program right now. And we've been talking about content marketing, so I thought I'd do a demo for them, and you get the benefit. So in this quick video, we're going to talk about the 3 kinds of people who come to your website and the 3 kinds of offers you need to make as a result. I've been drawing on my iPad here, so let's kind of use this as a bit of a visual. Oops. There's 3 kinds of people who come to your website. There are cold, visitors. They come to your website for the first time and they're skeptical. The second group of people, they're not cold, they're warm, right? And they're not visitors, they've given you an email address, and we call them leads. The third kind of people is hot prospects, okay? So they've come, they've given you an email address, they've checked you out a little bit, now they're hot, they're hungry, they're ready to buy. So the big mistake that I see coaches make is that they either treat everyone like, everyone who comes is hot, and so the only offers they make are by myself, or they treat everyone like they're cold, like I'm just going to love them, I'm going to give content forever and hope that maybe one day they like me and they'll do something with me. It's too passive. So what we need to understand is because there's three kinds of people who come to your website, there's three kinds of offers that you should make. So what do? So for the cold visitors who are skeptical, you've got 7 seconds to grab an email address. But what we're going to do is we're going to offer them our opt-in bribe, the freebie. I don't know how this going, guys. We're going to offer them the freebie in return for an email address. Once they've done that on our thank you page, and then from there afterwards, we're going to treat them like warm leads. We've got an email address, we've got permission to follow up. We're going to offer them our conversion tool. What's that? It's your webinar or your workshop or your free one-on-one call. Yeah? And third, if people have been orbiting you for a little bit, they've checked you out, what we're going to offer them, our hot prospect, is we're going to do our red offer, our buy my stuff right now offer. So there's three kinds of people who come to your website. We need to make three different offers appropriately. So if you go to, I look at your website right now, is there a green offer? Is there a yellow offer? And is there a red offer? Okay, so guys, that's like the second part of the video. The third part is really quick. So that's this week's Coach Marketing Tips. Three kinds of prospects, three kinds of offers you need on your website. So the question I've got for you right now is this. You can leave me a little comment below and answer this. On your website right now, do you have a strong green offer, a yellow offer, and a red offer, or which one is most missing for you? You've either got all three or one's missing. Please leave me a comment below. I'd love to continue the conversation down there. Anyway, I've got to get back to my webinar with my clients here in the pilot program, and the bar will probably kick me out pretty soon. There's Taki Moore out. All right. So we just did the demo. I don't know how much of that you heard or saw. Hopefully you heard or saw quite a lot. What I want to know is, what did you see in that video? What did I do? I did it in 3 takes, and I did 2 things here, 2 things in the middle, and 2 things at the end. Can you just type in some of the things that you saw? Yeah. What did you see? Sergey says, do you follow why, what, how, now? No, I totally didn't. I followed a different structure. Miriam says that there's a structure. There's totally a structure. There's a framework to everything. If you don't have the framework, everything's harder than it needs to be. Thanks for the claps. Appreciate it. The intro. Okay, so in the intro, the first cut, I did the intro, and I did 2 things. Remember what I did? Branding. Yes. Taki Moore from CoachMarketingMachine.com. I also said, and in this video, I'm going to show you blah, 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 blah. You know, 3 kinds of people on your website. So at the start, I did branding and promise. That's right. So right now, if I come to a brand new page, okay, so this is another framework called the video flow, and all of my blog videos follow this same process. Oops. Okay, so it starts off. You saw take 1, take 2, take 3. I didn't repeat the same content, but I deliberately shot it in 3 separate bits, yeah? So what did I do at the start? Well, I did 2 things. First up, I did branding. You know, Taki Moore from CoachMarketingMachine.com. If I was smart, I probably should have said it's Taki Moore from CoachMarketingMachine.com, where I show you how to scale your coaching business. So there's a little bit more, here's what we're about. And then I did promise. In today's video, we're going to cover X. Yeah? So that was the first take. The second bit was kind of interesting. The second bit was the longest bit. Yeah, Sharon says, intro, teach, sign up. Yeah, so in the teach bit, what did I do? By the way, that video total was 3 minutes 25, including figuring out what to talk about and talking to you in between, okay? In the teach bit, what did I do? Well, clearly I taught some stuff. That was important, so I'll put that down here. Before I taught, I did something else. I seeded. Yeah, Clive, you're exactly right. Now, I seeded. Seed means to mention one of my yellows or greens or reds. Now, when you're in this case, I'm here with you, and so I mentioned the pilot program. Did you notice that? Yeah, I did the next step, which is pilot program. The last piece, I did sign off. I did call to action. So there's the structure for the video. So what I want to know is, what did you like about the way I put that together? What did you like? It was fast. They're always engaging. Yep. Easy, no fuss. Yep. It was fast. They use this for everything now, says Sarah. Love that. It was simple, smooth. You didn't even notice that I sold the program. Yeah, I don't have to sell it. I just have to seed it. How could people ask for it if they don't even know it exists? It felt unstructured and engaging, but it was structured, right? It was loosely structured. So here's the point about having a framework. The whole idea of a framework is that it's just enough structure. In Black Belt, we have a phrase that we freestyle in a framework. So if all I know is that I've got a brand and promise, instead of like scripting out a video and spending hours getting the wording just right, in 3 minutes and 25 seconds, I can riff because I've got a structure to lean on. Yeah? Heaps of energy. It was seamless. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So let's have a look here. So we've talked about our 5 key points. I just want to see if there's anything else that I wanted to make sure we covered here for the recording. Authority position, we've talked about. Next sections, we've talked about green, orange, green, yellow, red. Money pages, we've talked about. Funny, might be worth showing you a few examples of money pages. Okay, so the first of our 4 money pages was the opt-in page. And this is still our highest converting lead magnet page. So here's what it's got on it. Remember, this page is only designed to get an email address. It's got some links at the bottom, terms and conditions, privacy policy, address, phone number. Why? Because to advertise well on Facebook, you need it, right? So we've got image. Here's what I've got. Title, which is a little bit unique. Free blueprint download. The 9-minute shortcut that increases your enrollments to this without any need to pressure prospects, sell hard, or be weird. What's that? Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how to get it. Download now. So even in that top snapshot, it's got, here's what I've got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how to get it. If I scroll down, it's got more, a bit more detail. Yeah. So let's say I opt in. I put in an email address. Now I'm on hotel Wi-Fi here. I should land on the thank you page. And if I do a bad job of this, the thank you page will say, thanks, here's the thing. But if I do a good job, it should invite me to do the next thing. Right? So here we've got the thank you page, and it says, hey, thank you so much. Taki Moore here, creator of the, author of the triage call, creator of the $1 Million Coach Intensive, blah, 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 right? And the thing you just requested will be in your inbox in the next 10 minutes or whatever it is, which buys me 10 minutes. Then it talks a little bit about the guide and then offers a discount to our next $1 Million Coach Intensive. So it goes from green to orange. That's the best example I can show you of a thank you page well executed. Yeah? Do you want to see a webinar page? Most of these templates are just done in lead pages. You can use lead pages or ClickFunnels or, frankly, there's heaps of different tools. I love it how every time you pause a video, it always gets you at your least flattering base. It's fantastic. All right. So webinar, $1 Million Coach, escape time for money coaching, add $20,000 to $40,000 a month of your income and join the top 5% of coaches. Claim your slot now. It's a webinar registration page. Okay? So let's do this. 2 questions. First thing is, what's been most valuable for you? Just wanted to give me your #1 takeaway, and then I'm going to get into homework and Q&A. Okay? So what's been most valuable for you so far? Ready, set, go. Never feels like selling because it's just seeding. Yep. So many people now ask, what was that program? Exactly. Framework made it fun to create, and it was fun to watch the video being created. Ron says, is there anything visually we can get about the website format or a framework? Yeah. I'll get my team to get you our website framework, which just has the pages that you need and some detail about each. Yeah. Love the video structure, says Ron. Money pages and different offers, says Sam. Finally got someone to process my videos for me. Fantastic. My website and my opt-in pages and my next steps. Structure and understanding of the website. Video flow, says Miriam. Website layout, I need to simplify mine. Yep. Website layout. Video structure, cold, warm, hot. So the whole point of the content marketing is once somebody's come through, hopefully we've collected an email address, now we've got something to bring people back to again and again and again. Framework to build on, says John. Breaking down to simple steps to create content, using it to generate leads with call to action. Yes. Do I use WordPress? 100%. What are the best plugins that we use? I got no idea. Sorry to be so vague. My default position for all of this stuff, like if you asked me 3 years ago, I would have told you exactly. But I think who, not how. So I don't know exactly what. I mean, obviously we've got a comment system, or we've got the lead pages plugin. Obviously there's some I don't know, to be honest. Okay. I think who do I know? I know what I need, but I don't know which tools. in many like work techie stuff. So my job, like, who do I know that can figure this out for me so I don't have to learn it? Refresh the video structure, content frameworks, especially video and content flow. Yep. 4 money pages. Yep. Ron, welcome. Taking the fear out of my marketing, not scaring anyone. It's just talking to people. You do it every day. Gives me confidence that we can do this. What do they use to edit the videos? I don't know what they use now. I used to, on a Mac, I'll tell you what, if I had to edit a video, I would use ScreenFlow because it's the only tool I know how to use. It's like a screen record tool with basic editing. That's what I would use if I had to do it. I know Jocelyn, my son, uses Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a bit of a pro tool. I don't know how much it is. It's on a cloud subscription. And then the team, honestly, I don't even know what they use. They've just got my style guidelines to make it look the way I want it to look, and I don't know what tool they use. New campaign is sweet, says Ron. Perfect. Okay, cool. So there's an option. Okay. So I want to give you 3 pieces of homework right now, and then we're going to get into the Q&A part. Cool, the coaching part. I've never run a webinar from a bar before, and this has been actually pretty good fun. Okay. So here's your assignment for today. 3 steps between now and next week. I want to give you some homework for your website, some homework for your content, and some homework for your funnel. Okay? You don't have to do all of these. These are suggested. Okay? Not mandated. I'm not going to come around to your house if you don't do it. So the first thing I want you to do is do a website review. Open up your website along with your notes from today, and I want you to work out what are the obvious pieces to fix. So the first thing I'd be looking for is, what can I see above the fold? Do I have my call to actions, my yellow, my green, my yellow, my red, and money pages? Yeah, and then make yourself an action plan from that. Okay. For your content, I think we need decisions. You know, something to decide, something to do. So decide. Again, I think you've already done this. Frequency and format. You know, I'm going to do a video once a week. Done. Do. How about we create one piece? Okay. If you're going to do one video, do a video. If you're going to do one audio, do one audio. If you're going to write one article, write one article. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Just do one. Got that? Funnel. The big thing I want you to look at is, have a look at your thank you page, and I want you to, does it say thanks, or does it say, great, here's what to do next? Got that? So that's a fair bit of stuff. You don't have to do it all. You know, but there's some starting points. So they're the things that I would work on if it was me. What about the no homework rule? Dude, I'm happy to give you homework. I'm so sorry, Sarah. You've been watching my videos. Totally need to do this. Okay, so the no homework rule, if you want to do the no homework version, if you want us to build you a website, we totally can. I think a couple of people said website, please. If you do want that, again, if you could just type in website, please. And I'll have Gerald, who looks after our website build. He's like the client liaison person for that, to reach out and get you the deets. Cool? Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Okay, why don't we open up the Q&A? What's the no homework rule? I did a Facebook Live the other day on my phone, and I think it came out sideways or upside down, about never wanting to leave a meeting with homework and having clients do the work while they're with you in the rooms. Cool? So let's open up to some questions, just a few minutes. If you have any questions for me, please ask, let me help. Can you mention hot buttons, please? Yeah, I totally can. Jonathan. Okay, so hot buttons. Hot buttons is a way of figuring out, you know, frankly, what to talk about in your content marketing. And the other day we did a session where we talked about the 4 forces. If you remember, we had a session about away from, towards, about now, and about later. And we ended up with frustration. Do you remember this? The easiest way to work out hot buttons is to do this tool. It's called the 4 forces. To do that with your current prospect in mind. So go, who's my prospect, and then what's my topic, or my target area. You keep those 2 things in mind. Okay, for this person around that topic, what are their frustrations? What are their fears? What are their wants and aspirations? List those down. That's going to give you a really good sense of hot buttons. Yeah. There's 2 other frameworks in here that are a little bit advanced. I'll do a quickie. when we build a marketing campaign for a particular coach in a particular market, we want to figure out what kind of battle we really need to win. Kind of people go through a fairly standard kind of awareness progression from, you know, I'm aware of my problem, but I don't know what I need, to, oh, that's what I need, to, okay, I know what I need, but I'm scared to do it, to, okay, I know what I need, I've got over my scared to do it, now I've got to figure out who. And so our marketing typically goes around, what are the benefits of working with a coach like you about this topic? You know, not working with you specifically, but so it might be, you know, it might be make more money, might be more time, more productivity, whatever it is. And what are all the benefits? So we'll make a list of all the benefits of working with someone like you around this topic, okay? Then I go, great, so that's awesome. That gives me a ton of stuff I can talk about in my marketing. But then it's like, okay, great. I know what's possible for me, but I've got some objections. It costs too much, takes too long, will it work for me? My partner's not on board. That gives us another set of topics to talk about. And then finally, it's okay, so I know it'll help me. I've overcome my objections. Now, why should I choose you over the other guy or the other girl, right? So the first thing to think about is, in your market, what phase do you need to focus on? Because your marketing sniper rifle is going to be focused mostly at one of these pieces. Either they all know, everyone is totally sold, it's really popular, and it's just about why should I choose you, or coaching isn't even that common, and it's just like, here's what you can do with me, or coaching is common, but there's some objection, right? So we're going to pick one of these three, list out all of the hot buttons, and then circle them. Even if you just kind of made a list of all of the hot buttons you could think of in these areas, and you picked, say, four here, 4 here, and 4 here, it gives you 12 topics, which gives you 12 weeks, which gives you a quarter of your year's worth of marketing topics to talk about. We call it the HBOS, or the hot button overview sheet. Does that help? Sam, nobody's on Facebook looking for information, but if we can target them based on, so nobody's on Facebook looking to solve problems. That's what Google ads are for, right? If they type in how do I sell my business? Or how much is my business worth? Right? Or succession planning, whatever it is, we can Google ad to them 100%, because we're matching an ad to a search. On Facebook, nobody's looking for that, but we can go business owner over this age group in this geographic area. We can still make Facebook work, but no one's searching for it. Sergey says, how do you find your personality? Does it have to appeal to clients? Well, if it doesn't, it's going to be kind of awkward, right? Unless they're just watching you for the freak out factor, which is unlikely. Just like, think about who you are at your desk, mate. Just be naturally you. And I think the worst thing in the world is to try to be me, or try to be whoever your guru du jour is. Don't be them, be yourself. Ron says, I have a book I wrote specifically targeted to my audience. How do you recommend using it? I know there's free plus shipping. Yeah, there's probably free plus shipping. But if it was me, and it's about to be me, because my book, I'm going to hold my book in my hands in 3 days' time. I think it's Friday. I'm pretty excited. It's either Friday or it's Saturday in LA. So how would I use the book? Well, I'm going to do 2 things with mine, and that could just be the simplest way to answer it. Here's what I'm about to do with mine. Firstly, I'm going to do the Amazon launch, which you know about. So, launch it on Amazon, bestseller, blah, 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 blah. Inside the book, sorry for sounding not excited about books. Books are fantastic. They're epic. They make great lead magnets. Just don't expect people to read them, okay? So inside the pages of the book, there are downloadable worksheets and resources. And so people are going to go to a page, www, to download basically an opt-in. So there'll be a page with the cool free thing you can download, the worksheets, and a button to press to download it right now. So that's the first thing, is put call to action through the book, okay? Amazon bestseller, like we just talked about. For me, our funnel is going to look like this. Facebook ad to book landing page, right? And on the thank you page, which is where it's at, a webinar, inviting people to come to the pilot program, which you're in with me right now. So that's the first funnel that we're going to be using this for. So I'm happy to give the book away for free. Books make great lead magnets. really the title is the most important thing. Assume that not everyone's, and most people won't even read the book, which is awful, but it's true. The second they opt in, they're going to get like a little email campaign is going to be triggered off. First email is going to be, hey, thanks so much for requesting the book. Here's the link. By the way, you know, every week for the last 3 years, I've recorded a quick little video on how to grow your coaching business. There's lots of great videos, but here are 5 of my favorites. Give them all this, you know, the top 5. And then, and whenever you're ready, you can. I'm going to give my yellow. I'll call the yellows in a red, right? So, talk about the webinar and a link, my event and a link, booking a call and a link. Yeah. The day after that, there'll be a personal email from me saying, hey, welcome aboard. What kind of clients do you coach? People will reply, and now we're in a conversation. I believe that conversions have been conversations. So that's the funnel. Okay. Jonathan says, hey, Taki, like what you suggested, we offer high-end coaching programs. Our top program is 12 grand. Considering the prices, should we still show the prices on the website for those who may be ready? No. Getting it up on the screen? You should. I'm using or should we instead have them come to a strategy in every Mac? Webinar. Yeah, free to get on the if you're unsure. And I just go File. What am I using to draw out the models for you? iPad. The program I use is called Paper by 53. And I'm just using an Apple Pencil. iPad is selected instead of the, you know, the Taki camera. Yeah. Greg, top buttons, is that for videos over the 12 weeks or is that for general marketing? Both, mate. Yeah, it's for general marketing. Are you doing the just pay the shipping? No, I'm just doing, I think that's fantastic. I'm just doing get free download. Miriam, after people sign up for my webinar to offer the program, do I offer the program with a discount on the webinar, on the thank you page before they come to the webinar? Awesome question. So Miriam, my hunch is that your price is low enough that you can sell it off the webinar without having to have a call. If that's the case, yes, give them a deal. If the program is more expensive, then offer them the call on the thank you page straight away. Amanda, can a stick in the webinar, like a retention strategy on the webinar, be a 10-minute find your press hook session? It can. Would I though? Yeah, I don't know that I would tell people about the consult up front, but I would say, actually, you know what, maybe I would. Yeah, I probably, if that's the offer at the end, you may as well put it front and center. Yeah. Welcome, we're going to cover everything we can about how to find your press hook. Take the very best notes you can. Just know that at the end, when we get to the Q&A, I'll be giving 3 of you, or whatever it is, the chance to have a 10-minute one-on-one with me to identify your press hook so you know, so we can find the very best angle. We'll have a look at the best angle for you, how to make it promotable, and how to reach out to the press. And we can do that in, let's call it maybe 15 minutes or whatever it is. By the way, if you want one of those, if you want to be first in line for that, just type in press hook right now, and you'll get some of them straight away. Amanda, I've muted. I don't know how I've muted. I feel like I'm, hang on. Can you hear me? Sarah says, how long is too long for teaching webinars? If I scrap the no homework rule and get people to implement on the call. For me, we do them like this, Sarah. 1 hour webinar, a couple of minutes of hello, welcome, tech check, etc. We basically go 10 minutes of learn with a worksheet, 50 minutes of do. An hour's good, yeah? If we want to do the no homework rule, then let's just shrink the teaching right down. There's nothing you can't say in 10 minutes to get it really punchy. Cool, so that's what I do for that. So I was just doing a demo about how to offer the press hook thing, and people said my audio dropped out, but lots of people have requested the press hook as a 10-minute call with me. Just so you know, to be really clear, that was a demo for somebody else about how to offer the 10-minute press hook finder session. But the fact that everyone's asking me for it says that it's a really good offer and you should totally do that. Jonathan, you can ask me about format, ask me the specific question. Hannah says, where can I find out more about the no homework rule? If you go to coachmarketingmachine.com, I did a Facebook Live about it the other day. I think the video was sideways for some super strange reason. It's kind of weird. Seems like it's disappeared. So let's just go facebook.com. Sorry, guys, audio's good, videos in and out. Someone's saying, where can I find out more about the no homework rule? If you just find me on Facebook, I showed it like a day or 2 ago, so it should appear any second. If you just find me, it will, some birthday stuff for my wife. It was breakfast yesterday, the kids made a cake. Here we go. November 6th, find the no homework rule to you, yourself, and clients. That'll show you exactly how to do it. Cool? You'll also see the moment where I got, what do they call it? Photo bombed, video bombed by 3 Spanish backpackers. That's in there too. Jonathan, Taki, just wanted to share with you. A client recently purchased a 12K program by investing in a monthly retainer fee of $2,100 where they're 4 weeks in a month. Dude, or $2,650 if there's 5 events a month. Dude, that's fantastic. I totally love that, Jonathan. Well done. Stoked for you. Lots of people interested in the press hook. So this is Jonathan. Is the 8-week video series best done in 8 webinar replays? Does this mean that each video is an hour? If not, how long should each format be in the structured attendance format? Yeah. Jonathan, just to be really clear, you're talking about an 8-week course. Is that right? Jonathan Moore, 8-week course? Paid? Is that what you're saying? While you type that in. Sean, I'm guessing my videos are evergreen? Yes, so I don't say days and my ops are consistent. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, cool, man. So, Jonathan, 8-week course, like we talked about last week with the signature system, you've got 2 options. I prefer to record them live on a webinar, which is epic because I'm better with an audience. It's also crap because you deal with hotel Wi-Fi, music playing in the background, and I've got to fit it around my travel schedule, which frankly is tricky at this time of year. So if you like to do it live with an audience, then do it live with an audience, right? You've got 2 options. You can do it once a week by webinar like this. You can do it in a room, just film the whole thing and cut up the videos, or you can do it with no audience. Just turn on open up your slides, use ScreenFlow or Camtasia if you're on a PC. Just talk it through, just hit record and teach your stuff. So for example, if I'm on ScreenFlow right now, I just go Command-Shift-2. It'll count. So I can't record because I'm maybe because I'm already using this one. Oh no, there we go, just like that. Cool. Just go Command-Shift-2. It'll count me down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it'll record my voice and my slides like this. Hey everybody, it's Taki Moore here. Blah blah blah. So I'm just recording week 1 of 8, and I'm just going to do why, what, how, now. Dude, I think an hour max is great. Todd Herman's a client of mine. He follows the exact same structure, and his videos are his modules are about 16 minutes long, and that's for 4 videos. So 16 minutes total, right? When you finish, Command-Shift-2 again will stop the recording. You've got a video file. If that's where that's where the Y piece stops, then just cut it there. Let's say that's where the what piece stops. Cut it there. Let's say the how piece stops here. You cut it there. You export each of those. That'll be a video. This will be a video. This will be a video, and that'll be a video. Does that make sense? Frank says, question. I do it, Taki. You do a webinar to fill bucket, but you also do a live event. Why not both? Do you get different clients, different close rates? Yeah, really interesting. Close rate from the live event, much, much higher. But the downside of the event is 2 things. Number 1, it's kind of hard work. And number 2, it happens in 2 locations, Sydney or Santa Monica. This year we did London for the first time. And what about all the people on the other side of the world? So I've got some people, foolishly, who live in, say, East Coast USA, who for whatever reason won't jump on a plane and fly 4 or 5 hours to LA. I'm in Australia, and so we're used to flying far for everything because nothing's close, right? But not everywhere else in the world is like that. So we do a webinar so that the doors open throughout the year. We do an event because, frankly, the event's really fun. Yeah, so that's the short answer. It's for fun and for reach. Yes, Jonathan, for each week. Miriam, my program's a 4-week live coaching for entrepreneurs that I'll run monthly. It's about productivity, energy, wellness, and sleep routine. I'm struggling with a catchy name. Any ideas? Yeah, so what's the big result they most desperately want? Like a guy I know, Eben Pagan, years ago, put out a productivity course called Wake Up Productive. So that's the result. You want to wake up and be productive, not like wake up and struggle. So what's the result that they really want? Since you're in London, there's an update from Amanda. I was about to launch my new program the very next day. It's now a busy group. Your advice was excellent. Repricing, fantastic. Class on love into 10-minute transfer. So fun. Well done. Yeah, they want to feel in control in business and life. So the program could be called Control, right? I do, frankly. I love one-word titles. I think Control is a great name. Yeah, it's called Control, and then the subject is Take Charge of Your Business and Life. Yeah, something like that. It's kind of cool. Cool, guys. It's been really fun today. Loved having you on the call. I'm probably going to have to redo this because we had some tech trouble and some random audio, but it's been fun hanging out. If I need to re-record it, I will. Recorders, you can stop the recording here, obviously, and cut it up. Last week's recording didn't come out well. Actually, full transparency. Last week's recording didn't come out not even didn't come out well. In fact, full transparency, last week's recording not only didn't come out well and didn't come out, last week's recording didn't happen. You know why? This guy fucked up. I thought I selected an option in GoToWebinar that would auto-record my stuff. Turns out all I did was have it record to the cloud when I did hit record, and I never hit record. So I've got to re-record next week as well, last week as well. So I just want to say I'm terribly sorry if you're waiting on the recording. Completely my fault. Amanda says, please re-record your reply on the press hook. Dude, I'll do it really quickly right now. So I'm going to give you everything I can in the time that we've got. Amanda, please listen. I'm going to give you everything I can in the time that we've got. So take the best notes you can. We're going to be covering, whatever the 3 big topics are. So take the best notes you can. At the end, I'm going to tell you how 3 of you can get a 15-minute press hook consultation with me. And in that 15-minute call, we're going to do 3 things. Just, we're going to have a look at your business and find the most promotable angle. Number 2, we're going to convert that into a catchy press hook that the media will jump all over. And number 3, we're going to look at your plan for promotion and make sure we can get them jumping all over your idea, whatever it is, right? By the way, if that sounds like something you want and you want it, if you want to be first in line for that, just type in the words press hook right now, and that'll bump you to the top of the queue. Cool. I apologize for the bad recording. I'll re-record. Cool. All right, guys, it's been really fun today. Take good care. I'll talk to you soon. Keep at it. Remember this homework, some of your website, some of the content, some of your funnel. You don't have to do it all. Just pick the one that's most you and get into it. Cool. Take good care. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, team. Let's do this. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Hanno. Great to have you here, Michelle. Let's do this, shall we? I'm really excited about today's session. I've got a link to the handout. Let me just grab that for you right now. I don't know if you can hear the copy link. That's what we want. Close that. I'm going to give you the link to the handout for today so that you will be ready to rock. I've got one more thing to do, and then let's kick off and get into today. I've never done webinar in a bar before. This is a bit of a first for me. Let's turn that down there. Perfect. All right. So, team, let's do this. I'm really glad that you're here. I'm so grateful that the hotel acquiesced to my demands and have made it work. Really excited about today's session. We're going to have a great time. So, recorders, please delete anything that we've said up until now, and let's get started with today's session. So, team, welcome aboard. It is week 3, module 3 in our $1 Million Coach implementation program. Today, we're talking about building authority, specifically talking about how to build authority online. As you know, in this implementation program, we're going to be focused on 3 things: how we attract, how we convert, and how we deliver. And build authority is the first of our attract pieces that we're going to look at today. So, specifically, we're going to be looking at your website, at your of your website, the design of your website, the layout of your website, and we're going to be looking particularly at the content that you use to bring people back to your site again and again and again, so that when they land on your site, they're next to the offers, which take them off to the call to actions that we're after. Perfect, guys. Okay, I'm sorry about that. What I might do just to safeguard a little bit is I'm going to turn my video off. After all, there's only so much of this space that you can put up with. So I'm going to turn the webcam off. All right, let's do it, shall we? Super excited about today's session. Let's absolutely smash this together. Here we go. So recorders, back on. So today's session is all about building authority online, specifically around what to do with your website, what to do content-wise, and what your follow-up funnel needs to look like. So today we're going to be talking about the layout and design of your website, the structure of it, architecturally, what pages go where, what pages you need, what to put on each one, and how to make sure that we're getting more people to your site and also having them do what we want them to do afterwards. So let's get started. This topic came about because I was on a weekly SHRP. It's one of the webinars we run every single week inside Black Belt, and it's like a group coaching call, right? And so a client put up his hand, in the webinar, and I took him off mute, and we were chatting, and he said, "I really want some advice about my webinar. About my website. It's been, long overdue. I'm kind of ashamed of the website I've got, and so I've been talking to a website developer about my next site, and he's quoted me thousands, and it was it was like $13,000 or something like that for this website. I was like, dude, that's completely ridiculous. It doesn't need to cost $13,000. Obviously, it's worth investing some money to get a return, but spending 13 grand on a website as a coach is just completely ridiculous, especially if you're, if what you really need right now is leads and basics. I'd rather you get the site up quickly and cost effectively and then spend the money on ads. Is that cool? So here's the problem. If you think about your website right now, I know your website's important. Of course it's important. When people first hear about you, what do? They Google you. And you're just going to hope that when they Google you, they find what you want them to hear. In fact, let me just ask you a quick question. If you can just type it in the box. If a perfect prospect Googled you right now and clicked on one of the first links they saw, how thrilled, like on a scale from 1 to 10, how thrilled are you with what they'd land on? 10 is complete home run, nailed it, the website positions me like a boss, it's branded super cleanly, I know it's going to convert. 10. 1 is I'm totally ashamed and embarrassed of it, and I would almost rather they never check me out at all. Where are you right now on a scale from 1 to 10? 5, 7, 6, 10. 5 or 6, 7. Yeah, 5 out of 10, 7. Yeah, one of the ones I get a lot is that my website's getting redesigned at the moment. Cassie, got that. 4. Right, so we want to fix this, right? We're in the middle of a site redeploy right now, and the new one looks absolutely stunning, and the old one is incredibly functional and a little bit old school design-wise. So I totally get it. So here's what we want. Your website's important. When they Google you, are you thrilled with what they land on? And even more importantly, are they thrilled with what they land on? Number 2. Okay, I know my website's really, really important, but I just don't know what I need to put on it. Right, specifically, what pages do I need? What do I need? Don't I need? Blog first, sales page first. What should the call to actions be? How do I make it sell me without being salesy, and all of that. Thirdly, maybe you've got a good-looking website, an attractive-looking brochure, but it's just not getting leads. It's not converting, visitors to email addresses. And if it's not, it needs some serious work, right? So that's the bad news. If you do this right, though, here's what happens. Your website positions you as the go-to guy, as the go-to gal, as the expert in your space, right? It positions you as somebody who's worth climbing to the top of the mountain to go meet with the guru to get your wisdom. Number 2, it's a lifeline. I don't want your website just to be something that looks great, but I want it to be the sort of website that positions you as an expert and has me coming back again and again and again and again and again. When I was a kid in primary school, me and my best mate David Simmons, we'd finish the day. The bell would ring. We'd run 2 blocks straight up the hill to my house, and I had a key to the house, and there was a spare key kind of under the railway sleeper, and we'd reach in, we'd grab the key, open up the door, make ourselves a kind of a chocolate milk, jump on the couch, and click on the remote control. And if we timed it just right, we'd sit down, click on the remote control, and we'd hear da-na-na-na-na-na-na, Batman, and we'd be super stoked that we'd made it in time for the next exciting episode of Batman to know kind of what happened next. So that's the deal. I want your website to be like the Batman for your market, where if you stopped tweeting, if you stopped blogging, if you stopped content marketing, if you stopped emailing, people would miss it and they would demand to know, hey, where's that thing that you used to do? Yeah? There's this old kind of Zen proverb. If a coach stops tweeting in a forest, would anyone notice? Right? That's exactly what we want. I want it to be a lifeline that people come back to regularly, that they're addicted to, and that if you stop, they miss it. Obviously, we're doing this so that you can get found, you can get traffic, and you can get clients, so that you get visitors coming to your website, you get people opting in, and you get those people becoming clients. That's kind of our job. So the number 1 job of your website is really straightforward. There's 2 scary stats you should probably know about if you don't already. Really, really important. So I'd like you to write these down. The first stat is that the average website visitor, first-time visitor to your website, seconds. Did you hear that? The average website visitor comes and leaves 7 seconds later. Now that's terrifying. Scary stat number 2 is kind of even worse. Once they leave after those 7 seconds, 92% of them never come back. So it's critically important. So, okay, I've got some sound problems. What I'm going to try to do, team, is dial in off my phone and see if I can make that work. So the sound might go for a minute while I switch audio connections. If you can give me...
Okay, I switched to my phone. Please let me know if the audio is better now. Yep. Okay, great. Cool. It won't drop out anymore, hopefully, because I'm connected by my phone, and old school often beats new school. So let's give this a go. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. Muffled, but can hear you clear and loud. Much better. Okay, team. Okay, yep. Do the glasses for the worksheet again. There it is. Cool. Let's do it. Okay. So I want to show you a couple of examples of websites done well today, so we can have a look at yours through the lens of here's what you need. So this is Lawrence, great client of mine. Had breakfast with him yesterday morning in Sydney, and when I first met him, he had 164 people on his email database. Wanted to get into coaching and webinars and the like, and has since completely blown up. He's able to fill out, he does a big annual event called the Wellness Summit, paid tickets, $500 a person, gets just under 1,000 people to attend, and it started with driveyourpractice.com, this website right here. Oh, dude, this internet is not doing a very good job for us today. I'm so sorry about the tech issues, guys. It all looks good. We're having some dramas. So this is Lawrence's site. Here a shot of him. Free starter guide, name, email address. There's some things about this that I would definitely change. His blog, events down the side. But this little site has literally taken him from invisible and unknown to 1,000 people in a room, at an annual event, plus a smaller event through the year, a bunch of coaching clients all around the world in a group coaching program. And when he started with me, he had website shame, right? Didn't know what he needed, just knew that what he had wasn't good enough. So what I want to do right now is I want to give you 5 key principles for doing this incredibly well. And we're going to use our trusty iPad right here. Okay, just before we go any further, I just want to make sure that the technology is working and you can see me, because frankly it's dropped out a few times and it's making me nervous. I might have to re-record this afterwards, but just let me know if you can hear me and it's working the way it's supposed to. You can. Yeah, okay guys, I apologize for that. Well, I don't apologize if you can, but I'm sorry that it's been true. Okay, cool. So we're going to do this. I think I'm going to have to do a re-record for the official version, but it'll work for now.
Okay, cool. Let's get into questions. What do you need from me right now? If I could help you quickly with some of your stuff, what would we work on? Greg, I can see you there with your green background. You look very green screeny to me, brother. I love that. Good to have you here. Kelsey says, question, I'm having a wobble on my niche. Planning to split test my lead magnet. One version a trigger niche targeted to a tightly focused audience. The other version to a job title related with niche name in the title. Do you have any thoughts, please? Can I use the same magnet? Yeah, okay, Cassie. I'm going to stop my screen share for a sec. Then I can see you in my list. Cassie, where are you, dude? Cassie, if you're on camera, give us a wave. Oh, there you are, right there. Hey, hey.
Hello.
Cassie!
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Okay, so talk to me. Tell me about this issue. What do you need? How can I help?
Okay, so my lead magnet at the moment is focused towards healthcare professionals.
Okay.
But the webinar piece is not working very well. So I'm wondering about my previous niche, which was women entrepreneurs who are trying to take a successful offline business online.
Yep.
And I'm wondering whether I can use the same lead magnet and run different Facebook ads to test those different niches.
Yeah, well, you totally can. If it's about, can I use the same lead magnet and just change the title? You'll have to tell me, I don't know what the content is. Does the content relate equally to both of them? Because they sound pretty different to me.
No, they're both about attracting clients on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, so I would, we're going to, even if we're going to know the successfulness of the Facebook ad based on the title and the image of on the front cover, not because of the content. So yeah, I would test that right now. That sounds like a great thing to test immediately.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, get onto it, today, tomorrow, and we'll have some numbers in a couple of days, and we'll be able to have a look there and know what to do next. Cool.
Thank you.
Jesse, you're awesome. Amanda, a website template you showed us briefly in London. I need to update my site. Urgento. Okay. Amanda, making a note, and I will get the black belt crew to hook you up. Okay, Amanda Ruiz, new site. Sweet. Cool. Perfect. Alex, I'm starting a 6-month mentoring course between £1,500 and £2,500 in January. It's my first solo product, and all my focus is towards that. I ran an event, got my first 3 signed up. Congrats. But now I need to sign people up through webinars. From your experience, does advertising a webinar direct from Facebook, is it effective? And any thoughts on Facebook video ads? Yeah, okay. Alex, let's do this. Just unmuting you, dude. Yeah, I found you, bro.
Hey, man.
Hey, brother. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. All right, so let's talk about funnel, which is, really this is about. I've got this course. At that sort of price point, webinar makes lots of sense for it, as did the event. So if we've got course, is there a payment plan on the course, Alex?
So people can take a payment plan, yeah, or they can pay up front.
Yeah, either way, right? So there's going to be, it's up front for 1,500, or there's a payment plan and it's 2 divided by payments, or whatever you do, that's fine. Okay, so if we go, how do we sell that? Well, webinar, on the webinar we make the offer and they go to a page. That would totally work all day long. And so your question is, can I do Facebook ad straight to webinar? Yeah?
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is I've got loads of, all my clients really have come through referrals and stuff over the last 2.5 years. Got some really good case studies and all that stuff, but I need to build up a relationship and trust with people I don't know remotely, and that's what I want to learn how to do so I can charge that price point.
100%. So firstly, Facebook ad to webinar to course can 100% work. We do it all day long. So yes, I'm going to give that a tick. Secondly, you've got, you said you've got lots of work from word of mouth and referrals, which means you're doing really good work and you've got some clients who've already had a win, yeah?
Yeah.
So there's a little strategy that we run. Anytime we've got someone who's got like a smallish list and a good track record, half a dozen or a dozen, successful clients, we do this strategy called an introduction strategy. Have we talked about that before?
No.
Okay, so it's not scalable, but it's killer, and it could get you your next, if you've already got 6, it could get you your next 6 or 10 guys.
Right.
Can I walk you through?
Yeah, please.
All right. So this is straight out of the black belt playbook. Came up because we had a client, husband died, 3 clients cancelled on the same day on a Thursday, and she was like, crap, how do I turn this around? How do I make this work? And we taught her this little introduction strategy. So grab a sheet of paper, and I want you to write down the names of 5 clients who you've had a great result with. Don't have to do it right now, but this is the homework, right? So Bob, Mary, Stephen, Terry. Cool. Next, so this is name, this is result. What's the specific outcome you help them get? Not they really enjoyed it, but what's the specific result? An extra $100,000. Saved my marriage. An extra 3 days off a month. Whatever the result was, yeah?
Yep.
Then we message those people, or we give them a call. If you've got, if you've spoken to them before, just give them a buzz. Hey, Alex, Taki here. Thought about you today. Just wanted to see how you're going and if there's anything I can do to help. No, man, I'm good. Cool. So, listen, I'd love your help with something. I'm testing out a new introduction strategy. I'll teach it to you as well if you like. But when we work together, I took you from here to here and we got this specific result, remember? Yeah, I do. So what I'm looking for is I'd love to be introduced to 2 or 3 people who are either where you were at or want the same kind of results as you got right now. I've just written a little intro. It's basically, Jane, meet Taki. If I sent you that email, would you be able to tweak it and send it to 2 or 3 people today or tomorrow, please? I'd be like, cool. Make sure you CC me in so when they do reply, I can look after them as a friend of yours. And the email basically just says, Bob, let's say this is Bob, meet Taki, Taki meet Bob. Bob, Taki's the guy who helped me make an extra $100,000 last year. You guys should talk, full stop. And that's the whole email.
Cool.
Alex, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Super straight, really direct. I think, as well as like, that's going to get you a bunch of really well-qualified people right now. And the Facebook to webinar works as well. Is that cool?
Sure. Yeah. And your thoughts on video ads? Do you think that's a good way of getting people to that webinar?
Yeah, video ads are great because you can build yourself a retargeting list for like 1 or 2 or 3 cents per cookie, per pixel.
Yeah.
All they've got to do is like watch a certain number of seconds, and now we can do a series of ads. So I would definitely do video ads, but I'd also do a straight kind of image ad as well.
Okay, sweet. And my last thing, and it's a really quick one linked to the webinar, what are your thoughts on recorded webinars? Because my only concern is if they can't make the date that I run a live webinar, how do I keep those people?
Yep. Yeah, great. I love automated recorded webinars for all of the reasons that came up today, like when the technology won't let you in to do it live. The best thing to do, though, is to run it live for your first 3 or 4 times, and that way you're going to have some what's the word? You're going to have an idea, like, some stats. Even if you don't get hundreds of people on the webinar, that's okay. But you're going to have, like, if you've recorded 3 and the second one worked way better than the one or 3, then this is the one you'll automate, not the other 2. So don't just record something automated. You just automate something that may or may not be that good for you. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, super helpful. Thanks, man.
Okay. I'm going to mute your line up, and I'd like to do one more question. But first, I just need to send a quick message to a guy called Danny, who I'm supposed to be talking to right now, and I just need to buy myself a couple of minutes so I can wrap up with you. Hey, mate. Had some tech trouble. 1 second, guys. Okay. Back. Okay. Sam says, what do you think of this money map flow? Ultimately, we want to drive people to events, which are our conversion tool. Yeah. So it's going to be partnership to ebook with a personalized landing page, email address, thank you page with warm offer inviting to a free webinar, 10 a year, driving traffic, paid event registration. Yeah. So Sam, they feel fantastic. It feels like you're working maybe a little bit hard. Sam, I'm just going to unmute you for a sec. Let's see if we can figure out a simple flow. Hey man, I've just taken you off mute. So the goal is to get partners to promote an event. That's the short version?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And are they spread geographically all over the country, or are they
all over the country, Taki?
Yeah. Cool. So if I'm one of your partners and I live in Sydney, will I be promoting a Sydney event, or will I be sending people to your next event wherever that is?
So the events we'll run is one in Sydney, one in Melbourne, one in Brisbane. But initially it'll be Sydney and Brisbane.
Roger that. Okay. So we want to make this as simple as possible for both your partner and for their clients or their people, right?
Yeah.
Just think, the easiest thing to do is to go, hey partner, there's lots of things we could do an event, we could do a webinar, we could do blah, blah, blah. Why don't we start with something small? I've got this ebook or, this report. Why don't we see if they want that, the ebook that you talked about. Yeah. And if people like that, then we'll talk about doing it. So that's really simple. Either an ebook or a webinar. I think webinars are great, mate, because their clients from all over the world all over the country can jump on that. And when somebody registers for the webinar, even if they can't make it, you get the email address and you can follow up from there.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me, if I wanted the simplest flow, I would do it like this. I would go partner emails to promote a webinar.
Yeah.
So now I've got the webinars. At the end of the webinar, I would offer a one-on-one review and a ticket to the event. So I would package together your report, the one-on-one call, and the event in one bundle. And I would either give away or I would sell that. Make it really simple.
Okay. And so my thinking was with some of these partners is these are business owners that have possibly even tried to sell their business, but they haven't managed to.
Yes.
And so they may I don't know whether they want to make the commitment all the way to a webinar, and just based on our call from last week, going cold, warm, hot. But do you think that's too?
So if they're scared, totally. So if they're scared, say, you know, if you think about like big vision and baby steps.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to you, you know, and we have a chat about the things we could do, lots of things we could do. We could run a webinar together and teach this stuff. We could do a live event, or we could even give tickets to your guys to come to my event. You'll gauge their interest, right? If they're like, oh, that sounds great, then do it. If they're a bit, not sure, why don't we start with something really little and just kind of put our toe in the water and see if people, you know, see if your guys even like our stuff. I've written this little ebook. It's called the blah, 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 blah. Why don't we send them a little email offering them a free copy, and if they like it, we'll know within a few days. We can talk in a week or two and go where to from here.
Okay.
Simple. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Taki. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, mate. Always big vision and then baby steps. Cool?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, team. Hey, I'm going to say thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I apologize for the tick dramas. If you have any other questions, pop them into the Facebook group and we'll jump in and answer them there. Danny, who I messaged, is messaging me back saying, cool, but I need to go right now. So I'm going to say thanks. It's been really fun. The lead magnet template I'll put up online. And Amanda, I'm thinking about you for websites. I'll get those things chased up today as well. Guys, you've been awesome. Thanks for your patience and being rad. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, team. Okay, so what I'd love to do with you is to work through a tool called the Money Map. So we're going to do this for about the next 10 or 15 minutes and then jump into Q&A. But just before we go any further, what I'd love to know, if you could just go to the question box for me and just tell me what's been most helpful for you so far. Ready, set, go. Paid leads, early, sexy step. Sergey says, what were the last two items for Sage? Goal-oriented and easy to implement. I'll just bring that up on my screen right now. Goal-oriented and easy to implement. Let's bring that. Find the sexy step for your lead magnet. Yeah, what makes a good lead magnet? Sounds like I should scrap making those videos and just use a cheat sheet. Alex, you totally should. Put what's in your videos into a checklist and give me that instead so I can get in it quickly. What kind of content should you offer in your love your list step? Well, problem-solving information, right? If you think about their fears and frustrations and their wants and aspirations, content that scratches those itches. And then you can either do videos if that's easy for you. You can do audio if that's easy for you. You can do video if that's easy for you. You can do written text if that's easier for you. And if you want to do audio and podcasting is part of your plan, then it sounds like you should talk to Johanna, right? Or at least Kendrick. He's all over it. Yeah. Perfect. All right, so let's do this. There's a worksheet in your handout called the Money Map. Looks like this. Every successful coaching business I work with is built on a money map. It's a simple one-page overview of what the funnel looks like. So it's a simple plan to get leads in and then predictably convert them into high-paying clients. So here's the thing. Using the worksheet below, we're going to map out your lead magnet, your money map together right now. Just before I do that, I just realized I offered to share with you something that I don't share outside of Black Belt. The lead magnet template. Happy to share that with you on the condition that it stays between you and I and it never gets shared anywhere else, or I'll hunt you down and find you. Is that fair? Cool? Thank you, team. All right. So let's do this together. The money map has 4 key steps, and it's really how do we take somebody from I've never heard of you, who are you, to at the bottom, here's my money and I'm a happy client. That's our job. And so really there are 4 steps in this process. The first step is the channel. The channel answers the question, how do I get my message in front of the right people? And so some possible channels are Facebook ads, LinkedIn connections, going to networking groups, speaking on stages. How do you get your message in front of new people? Doing a podcast, being on other people's podcasts, they're all channels. And so what I want you to do right now is just to list out in these boxes right here, what are the channels that you currently, what are the channels that you use right now? Not that you could use in the future, but what are the channels you currently use to get your message in front of new people. Okay, just give you a second to write into the box. What are the channels you currently use? I'd like you to just kind of write those down into the money map page. If you're having any trouble typing into it, just grab a blank sheet of paper and make 4 rows, okay? Just want you to fill these out. Okay, so I'm having a look here at what you guys have written down. Please, fill this in on your money map sheet. I'm going to write some examples here, but don't copy down what I write, okay? Facebook ads, lots of people are saying. Podcast is one way I get my message out there. Networking, what else? LinkedIn, referrals. I'll put that in here for now. Okay, so you just list out what you currently do. Got that? Let's go one level deeper. The next piece says lead magnets. This is what's the free thing you currently, not in the future, but right now, what's the free thing that you offer in return for an email address and permission to stay in touch? Yeah, so it could be an ebook, it could be a sales appointment, it could be come to my webinar, it could be a free talk, it could be an email newsletter, it could be a video course, could be a cheat sheet or checklist. What do you currently do right now? I just want you to list out any lead magnets you do, just write them in down here. Yeah? A quiz. Perfect. A webinar. Oops. Yes. A challenge. I love that. A monthly challenge. A sales appointment or strat session. Perfect. Whatever you do, great. Just write that in. Fantastic. Next up is conversion tool. This just says, how do you convert someone from curious to committed? How do what's the thing you do to get the money? Sam says, can you have multiple lead magnets for one channel? 100% you can. I just want you to list out what you currently do. You'll end up having multiple running concurrently, but we just need to get one that nails it first, and then we can do second and third and fourth. Yeah. So the next question is, what do you do to convert prospects into clients? Do you talk to them in a one-on-one appointment? Do you run a webinar and that's what sells them? Do you run events, whether it's a workshop or a seminar? Do you have a video course? What do you do right now? I just want you to list out what you currently do. A Skype call, perfect. A webinar, love that. One-on-one call. Yeah, I do a call and then I make an offer. Perfect, okay? Exactly. Whatever you do, that's right. Beautiful. Okay, so here's what's meant to happen, right? Perfect world, here's what happens. Somebody comes in, they've never heard of you, they hear about you through a channel, they opt in for your lead magnet, they come onto your conversion tool, whatever that is, whether it's a call or a webinar or an event. Eventually, they do this that you want, they do that you want, they do exactly what you want, and they come out a happy client paying you money. That's the goal. Perfect world. But the world's not perfect, and sometimes they don't do what they're supposed to do, right? Cheeky, annoying prospect people. And so what we want them to do instead, if they don't, we need a follow-up funnel, just a system for getting all the people who fall out of the pipeline at some stage and either offering them a different lead magnet or a different conversion tool or the same again until they do what we want. So what do you do follow-up wise right now with prospects? You maybe have an email newsletter. Maybe you do videos. This is where your content marketing comes up. Maybe you do remarketing. Thank you. Perfect. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so now we've got your current money map laid out. We know what you currently do. The next piece is to work out what's working, what's not. You might already know. Let's find out. So we're going to traffic light this. I'm going to do it with colored pens because it just makes it easy for you to see. The first color we're going to do is red. So I'll do red. If you don't have a red pen in front of you, that's completely fine. Just do an X, like a cross. That'll be fine. Look at your money map from top to bottom, from channel, lead magnet, conversion tool, follow-up funnel. If there's anything you're doing that, to be really honest with you, if you're honest with yourself, it's not working at all. Like it's just letting the team down. You've spent time and effort doing it, and it's giving you almost nothing for your effort. I want you to give that a cross right now, or if you've got a red pen, just mark it in red. So if I say, LinkedIn's not really working that well for me, and the podcast's not working. Lead magnets, my quiz, well, that's not up yet, so I'm not gonna give that a tick, and maybe the challenge isn't working. I'm not saying don't do these. I'm just saying as an example. My course isn't that great, and my event's not working, and maybe that's my reds. Okay. So if you've done your crosses, just give me a quick wave so I know where you're at with it. Yep. Okay, cool. So let's go next color. Again, traffic light, we've got red. Next step is yellow or orange. And I'll do orange because it's easy. All I want you to do is like a little dash, kind of like a little horizontal dash. So anything that's working okay, not amazing, like you can't rely on it every single time, but it's, when it works, it works. So for example, I'm not in front of enough good people, but when I do talk to them one-on-one, I do pretty well. That gets a dash or an orange. Maybe Facebook's works. I'm getting leads, but they're not buying, but it's just sort of working. Maybe I'm okay on a webinar, right? So anything that's sort of okay, marginal, give it an orange dash. Thirdly, green. Green or a tick. If it's working amazingly well, like you can just lean on this thing and every single time it gives you exactly what you need. So if it's a channel, I'm getting lots of referrals and they pay off really, really well. If you put me in front of somebody, I will close on a strategy session, for example. Anything that's working incredibly well, green. Okay, as soon as you're done, just give us a quick wave. Let me know you're good. Yep, thank you, everybody. You're awesome. Okay, cool. So now we've got like a color-coded map of your current funnel. And we've got an opportunity to go, what's the lesson here? If you just look at this current funnel, what's the when you look at this, you go, if this was teaching me something about my current funnel, what would that lesson be? Can you just jump into the question box and tell me what the lesson is? What is this? What have you just learned about your current funnel? Not everything's working. Right. I need a new magnet. It sucks. Not working as well as it could be. Too many things don't equal better results. Yeah, you could have lots of activity, but all you really need is Cassie. You need to focus on the 20% that's actually working. Yes, exactly. So here's the goal. The goal is to have one green pathway. Remember, from I don't know you to happy client giving you money, and that just means we need one tick that's in channel. So all I want to have a look at your channel column right now. Do you have a tick, a green tick, yes or no? If you do, just type in yes. If you don't, type in no. Lots of yeses. Cool. Sergey, no. Miriam, no. Okay. So first thing to do is we're going to go top down. So if you've got a green tick there, cool, we can move to the next one. And if you don't, that's something you need to, that's where to work on first. We've got to figure out what's the right channel for you. Okay. Next up, let's look at the next row. Lead magnets. If you have a lead magnet that's green or it's got a tick, just type in yes. And if you don't, type in no. Okay. Bit of a mix, right? Working on it. Cool. So if you do, if you've got a channel and a lead magnet, that's really great. We just want to ramp those up. If you don't, start with the top one, channel, and then do lead magnet next. Conversion tool next. Hands up if you've got a conversion tool that you can consistently count on to give you the money you're after. Just give us a yes if you have, and a no if you don't. Katie just got here. No idea what's happening. Katie, roll with it. We're going to be fine. We're just having a quick look at your current funnel. Working on it. Lots of working on it. No. Okay, cool. So what we want to do is we want to put most of our focus, at least for now, on the top end of the funnel, right? On channels and lead magnets and conversion tools. There's no point following up until we've got a little bit of a something to send people to. Okay, so I want to give you 3 pieces of homework right now, or 3 kind of action steps when it comes to your money map. Number 1, if you've got anything that's red, like it just consistently does not work, it's not working, you've put a bunch of time and effort into it, it's not pulling, stop it right now. I think it was Cassie, somebody said 80-20, right? So if it's red, we're going to kill it. If it's green, then obviously we're going to try to scale it up. And if it's orange, it's something that we could tweak. So rule number 1, kill it if it's red. Step number 2, start at the top and go, do I have a green here? If I don't have a green in channel, I'm just going to work out my channel next. So that's step number 2. If you've got a great channel, go to lead magnet and work top down. The goal is to have one green pathway. So let's say, for example, you had, if we have a look at our example here, we've got green here. And let's say I go, you know what, I'm going to do Facebook. I'm going to work on Facebook and I turn that green into, that orange into a green. So now I've got that. I need a channel. I need a lead magnet next. Let's say I decide to do, my strategy session isn't working. I'm going to ditch those and I'm going to replace it with a cheat sheet. And let's say we get that one working. Now we've got a green pathway. Remember, we can go from here to here to here to client. That's what we want. We want one green pathway. As soon as we got that, Sam, you asked before, is it okay to have multiple lead magnets? Yeah, it is. So if Facebook is killer for you, then we can just open up, a second doorway. Or we can go, you know what, I've got this little funnel that's working. Now let's open up LinkedIn and see if that works for me. But honestly, usually it's easier just to go, I can make Facebook work. As soon as we've decided that, great, let's open up a quiz funnel. Let's open up a webinar funnel. Yeah? And just have multiple ways to get through. Yeah, this totally matches up with 5 ones because we're talking about one specific channel first. One main way to get traffic. Cool? If you're starting over or switching markets, what's the best way to figure out the greens? The best way to figure out the greens is just to go to kind of what's the highest percentage chance of working. So if you work in a corporate market, LinkedIn makes sense. If you work in either small business or to consumer, then Facebook makes sense as like an obvious first place to check. Does that make sense? Super cool. Okay. So let's pause right there. If I was to give you homework for the week, we'll get into Q&A in a minute. If I was to give you homework for the week, I'd say, let's get magnet drafted. Cool? Number 2, let's test response and see if people want it. So email your list, even if it's 15 people. Hey, I just wrote a short, a one-page checklist about X. Would you like me to send you a copy? And if they say yes, then we're in good shape. Yeah? So number 1, draft your lead magnet. Number 2, offer it to somebody and see what see what the response is like. Number 3, build a plan to fix money map, make it green. Cool. So if you've already got a magnet, that's great, fantastic. If you don't, I'll put the links to the lead magnet templates in the Facebook group today. Cool. So I've got time for some Q&A right now. Why don't we pause? And I'd love you to type in 2 things. First thing is what's been most valuable for you today so far. Okay. So number 1, I'm just going to give you 30 seconds right now to tell me what was best. And then in a minute, we'll get into what do you need. What was best for you from today? Money map, 60 step of the lead magnet. Now deliberating on my title. Yeah. Come up with some titles and we'll do a hot or not in the Facebook group. Katie, no worries. Recorded. We'll hook you up. Money map, need to ID my green path. Snap lead magnet was valuable. I've got 3 concepts to test. Creating a sexy lead magnet and my money map. Early 60 step scratches. Like an early client journey. Yes. Perfect. Revising my lead magnets has been best. Fantastic. Recording this right now. We're just going to give a couple of people time to jump on. Thanks for being incredibly patient. I'm sorry for the hassles. Go-to meeting are now my new best friends. All right. So we're going to kick off in just a minute or 2. Looks like we've got a few of you guys here on already. Stoked that you're here. So, hey, Brenda. Hey, Shan. Hey, Michelle. It's lovely to be able to see faces.
Hey. It was really scary when I saw myself.
It is a bit scary, isn't it? Ron's here, Carol's here, Sergey's here. G'day, brother man. Marian's here. My voice is echoing. Thank you for the heads up about that. Still echoey. If it is, please let me know. Hopefully it's a little bit better right now. Dina, you sent me a message about echoing. Is it better now or is it good? I've just muted you, so all the people whose mouths are moving right now, yeah, we're great. Okay, that's good. Thank you. I muted you just to make things do what they're supposed to do. Hey, I think today might be the day, the straw that broke the camel's back, the last time I ever actually use GoToWebinar. We've got a couple of platforms. Ron, you mentioned Demio that I've been playing with, and I just talked to Wyatt, the guy who created Demio, yesterday. So we may well switch ourselves over. But right now, hey, welcome. I'm thrilled that you are here. Let me get the handout for you. I had it already in GoToWebinar, but let me just get the URL for you to download the handout sorted. Give me 1 minute. Here we go. Fill funnel. Copy link. All righty. I can get, yeah. A couple of people said they joined Demio yesterday. It's like such a great tool, and Wyatt's just a really, really good dude. what I'm going to do right now, gang, is I'm going to just chat you out the link to download the handout for today. I've just sent it in your little chat notification. You should see it right there. This is cool. I can see you at the same time. I'm totally thrilled with this. Okay, so just do me a quick favor. If you can see my screen, or if you can see me and you can hear my voice, just give me a little thumbs up. Let me know that we're good, and that'll mean we can kick off. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Carol. Miriam, I can't see you. Yeah, there we are. Thanks, Ron. Team. We're good. Dude, this is awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen, my desktop with you. Let's do this together. Closing down stuff that isn't helping us too terribly much. Let's do this. Well, guys, hey, Taki Moore here. Stoked to have today's session with you. We're kicking off both live and late from Santa Monica. Thank you so much for your patience. I apologize for the tech dramas, but I'm glad that we're all working right now. Welcome to today's implementation program, session 4, numero 4. Today I want to talk to you about filling your funnel, about generating the leads that you need. And, you know, really, really important session. Out of all the coaches that I talk to, honestly, probably the certainly top 1 or 2 issues, almost certainly the top one is, you know, if I just had more leads, if I could just get in front of more quality people, business would take care of itself, right? There's a good chance that if you're good at what you do, you can convert. And what's missing for a lot of us is just the ability to turn a prospect, you know, is to have enough prospects to talk to, because if you're in front of them, they'll become clients. So today I want to help you with convert, turn people who don't know you into appointments. Is that cool? If that's all right, just give me a little nod. Thank you, everybody. I can see you. I love this. It's great. All right. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let's do this. All right. So today's session, just like the previous, 3 things I want to do today. I want to teach you for a little bit. I want to walk you through the worksheets for a little bit. And then I just want to open up and Q&A coach you for a little bit, if that's okay. We've got about 2 hours. If we need the whole time, fantastic. If we finish a little bit early, I'm totally okay with that. So I just want to make sure that you get everything you need. Okay, so I just gave you a link to the worksheet. If you got that, again, give us a thumbs up. That'd be really handy. Let me know that you got that okay. Yep. Fantastic. Somebody's just sent me a little chat, so I should probably investigate what that is. Chat. Is there a link for the worksheet? Yeah, there totally is. Dropping it in for you again. Bam. All right, team. If Michael Jackson was here, he would just say, Shimon. So let's do it. Let's talk about the problem. If you don't have a system for generating the leads that you need, here's what happens. You struggle. You want to do big things, but you can't because your list is small. Your audience is small. Your database is small. It's like, you want to go out to battle and do big things, but you've got this little kind of water pistol, this little squirt gun, and everything you do has this limited effect. Not cool. If you've got a small database, fellas, I've been told that size isn't everything, but most of the ladies here disagree. If you have a small database, it puts a limit, like a lid, on the amount of your money you can make, the amount of impact you can have, and frankly, the amount of freedom you can enjoy. And so just imagine, if you do great marketing to a database of 3 people, what happens? Dude, maybe 3 people respond, maybe. But even if you do like okay marketing to a list of 50,000, you're going to get a result, even if your marketing wasn't that great. It puts a limit to what you can do. It makes things slower and harder. Like you're in this program right now with me because you want to take off and scale up and get moving. If your list is tiny, it's totally doable, but it's slower and it's harder than it needs to be. On the flip side, if you have a big list, what happens? Well, it's a multiplier, right? If you go the size of your database times imagine this was like a mathematical equation. Size of my database times the size of my list. Again, you do okay marketing to 5 people, it goes okay. But you do okay marketing to thousands of people, big things happen. It gives you speed. So instead of being kind of slower and harder to get going, a big list just makes things happen much, much faster. It makes you attractive to joint venture partners. I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody about, hey, I'd love to talk to you about maybe promoting me, or promoting you to their list. One of the questions they're almost certain to ask is, okay, so if you promote me back, how many people how many people on the list? And 12 including Nana, isn't the ideal answer, right? And so ideally what we want to be able to say is I've got a fast-growing audience. Fast-growing audience is much better than 12 including Nana. But what we want to do is be able to give them a number that they're like, ooh, that sounds great, okay? It covers up imperfections. I don't know if you've ever done something stupid with your marketing, but I know I totally have. I was telling a couple of people the other day that I once sent an email to my whole list, like at the time I think it was maybe 15 or 20,000 people with no content in it, just the unsubscribe link. And it was completely crap. I get this text message from Lawrence, my buddy, going, hey man, what's with the email? I'm like, what email? Oh crap! And so I had to quickly recover and I sent out another email. And because I've got a little bit of a reputation, when I sent out my follow-up, here's what, I just realized I just sent you a blank email. What I meant to say was, people are like, oh, Taki, that was such a clever way to get our attention. Well, no, dude, it was just a complete mistake. So it had nothing to do with that. But because I had a big list and some traction, people see even the dumb things you do and credit to you as if it's some kind of evil strategy, right? Dude, maybe 8 or 9 months ago, I sent an email to most of my list, and I didn't change the word first name to the mail merge code. You know how like you can mail merge it, and so it says, hey Ron, hey Carol, hey Peter, hey Alex. Well, I forgot to do that. And so I literally sent an email to everybody which said, hey, first name in all capital letters and weird brackets. I got hammered. Heaps of emails back going, what? Did you just first name me? So by the way, anytime you screw up, the way you recover is kind of important. You can turn like something stupid like that into something really good. And I was like, okay. So I sent another email saying, I just got hundreds of emails back saying, did you just first name me? Yes, I admit it, I did. But at least it's good to know that we're on a first name basis. And I just got on with my thing and it worked out kind of great. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can get away with it, right? So I think one of the keys that's going to stop, one of the keys from you going from where you are to where you want to go is the size of your list. So I just want to know right now, if you could just jump into the chat box and talk to me, type it in. Why do you want to grow your list? Please just jump into the chat box, give us a chat, let me know. Let's have a look. I want to connect with more people and have a list. Michelle says, so my emails get better results, 100%. Why else? Creates opportunity, allows me to expand my reach. Yeah. Numbers game, help more people fast. Totally, Alex. Cassie, more responsive list, more sales. Yeah, more impact. Go from one-on-one to one-to-many, says Clive. 100%. Fill my coaching program. Faster. Yes, Cassie, totally. So this is all about list size. That's our job today, right, is to help you scale this thing up quickly. Okay, so let's get into some tactics and practice. If you break list growth into 2 key elements, really simple, if we just kind of boil this down to its essentials, it comes down to traffic, how we're going to get people to visit your website, and conversion, how do we get the people who visit to give you an email address, right? Traffic, conversion, really, really basic. So today, I'm going to give you 5 keys on how to get more traffic and how to increase the conversion.
So I want to give you 5 keys right now. They're in the handout here on page 2. I'm going to talk about how to build authority. So let's do this one by one together right now. Number 1, I want you to take an authority position. If you look at that word authority, that's our job, to position you as the expert, the authority in your space. If you look at the word authority, hidden inside the word authority is a really important key phrase. It's built on the word author, right? The way you become an authority now, in the past, and forever in the future is you publish. It doesn't have to be author written. It just means you are publishing authoritative content regularly. So how do we position you as authority? The number 1 strategy we're going to use is we're going to publish content that positions you as an expert. How do you position yourself as an expert? Well, you do what experts do. They teach how to solve people's problems. So I want you to get into the habit of creating problem-solving information, whether it's audio podcasts, whether it's videos, whether it's text. It doesn't really matter as long as you are scratching real people's real itches and publishing frequently. Okay. So I want you to take an authority position. We're going to dig deep into this today. I'm going to teach you about the structure of your website, but also what to put on it, how often, in what format, and what to talk about. Okay. So number 1, just know that the number 1 strategy for positioning yourself as an authority is to take an authority position is to teach problem-solving information. You got that? Number 2, you're going to engineer next actions. in Australia where I live and in California where we visit often, there are bushfires, forest fires, quite often. It's quite frequent. And so you'd be driving down the highway and you see these fire danger signs, and it lets you know from low to high how risky it is in terms of fire danger. And if it's in the orange or the red or even the black zone, which we have in Australia, you're not allowed to light fires at all. And so just like the fire danger, there are different temperatures of prospects who come to your website. So I want to give you this right now. So I think it'll be a useful framework to guide your decisions through. If you think about people who come to your website right now, let's break them into three. The three kinds of people who come to your website. There are people who are cold. There are people who are cold. So they're in our green category. There are people who are warm, and there are people who are hot. Okay? So we've got three kinds of prospects. We've got cold, warm, and hot. Now, there's two big mistakes that coaches make when it comes to their website. The first mistake that we make is assuming that everybody's hot, and they're not. So if we assume that everybody's hot, what happens? Well, the only major call to action we have on our website is a free sales appointment, like a free consultation with you. And so we probably don't get very many leads at all, but the ones we do get are probably, pretty well qualified and probably convert, because we've only opened it up to the 1 to 3% of your market who's ready to buy right now. Okay, so you probably don't get very many leads, but they convert, right? So the first big mistake that we make is we assume that everybody's hot, and we build a website that only talks to people who are ready to go right now. But when we do that, we miss out on the 90, the 93 to 99% of people who aren't ready right now. These guys, right? The second big mistake that we make, though, is assuming that everybody's cold. And so we have a website that's full of loving, great content. We give our heart out, we teach our heart out, we share our heart out, and people don't buy because all we're doing is loving them, and we never get them to take the next action. So I just want you to think right now, out of those two groups, assuming that everybody's cold or assuming that everybody's hot, are you in one of those camps in terms of your website right now? Does it speak more to the cold people or more to the hot people, or does it do a good balance? Just type it in the question box and let me know. Yeah, assuming that everybody's hot. Got that. Cold. I've got a good balance. Treating everyone like they're cold and just looking after them and loving them. Unbalanced. Definitely cold. Too much love. Not enough sales. Yeah. More cold. No idea. Don't know. Okay, great. Probably more to the hot side. More to the hot people. Could go cold with my landing. Yeah, cold people go to my landing page. Jackie, inch balance now, not much before. Cold got cold. Right. Okay. So we've got three kinds of prospects who visit your site. We've got cold, we've got warm, and we're hot. And we've got hot. The cold people, we call them visitors, right? They're just landing on your site. They're one of those, 7-second people. They're cold. They're visitors. They're checking you out, and they're skeptical. Yeah? They're cold. They're visitors, and they're skeptical. We've got these warm people. The warm people who come to your site, if they're repeat visitors, let's say they come to they've come to your website as a cold visitor. They've given you an email address in return for something, which turns them into a yellow lead, a warm lead. So now they're warm. They're not visitors anymore. They're leads, and they're curious. They're checking you out. So just think about, before we started working together, you probably visited my site a few times. Maybe you've come to an event with me or a webinar with me, but you've been, circulating me, like orbiting, checking me out for a little while. Probably, not in every case, but off the third kind of prospect we have. We've got cold, we've got warm, we've got hot. We've got visitors when they first come to check you out and they're skeptical. Then we've got curious leads. And then we have prospects, people who are in your sales pipeline, and they're hungry. So they're not skeptical or curious, but they're eager, they're leaning in. So here's the first thing I want you to know. When it comes to designing the next actions for your website, if you do a good job of this, you'll have a next action specifically built for cold leads. You'll have a separate next action for your yellow warm leads, and then you'll have a next action specifically designed for your hot, hungry prospects. Does that make sense? Not just one call to action for everybody, but you have your call to action segmented by cold, warm, and hot, by visitors, by leads, by prospects. Is this making sense so far? So, number one, you're going to take an authority position. Number two, you're going to engineer the next actions. Number three, you're going to maximize the money pages. There are 3 pages on your website that matter. Sorry, there are 4 pages on your website that matter more than any other page. Let's go through those together right now. So these are what we call the money pages. And the money pages are these four. Okay, so first page we have is the opt-in page. This is the page that's specifically designed just to collect an email address. It's critically important. Its only job is to maximize conversion. It doesn't have a bunch of links off to other places. It doesn't have like recent blog articles or anything like that. It just says, here's what I've got. You know, here's the free thing I've got. Here's what it'll do for you, and here's exactly how to get it. The opt-in page is the first of the four money pages. Do me a favor, just raise your hand in the GoToWebinar Control panel if you have an opt-in page right now. Yes, I'll give you some great examples in a sec. Yeah, cool. So the next most important page is the thank you page. What's your thank you page? Well, after somebody comes to the opt-in page, they give you an email address, they land on the next page. Whatever that next page is, it's called the thank you page. And what most people do on the thank you page is they say, thanks for the email address, the cool thing you just asked for, either here it is, download it right now, or I've just emailed it to you, go check your inbox. What's wrong with either of those two things? If I go, here it is, download it right now, what are people going to do? Yeah, they're going to download it right now and look at it on their computer. Michelle, exactly. If you say, hey, I've emailed it to you, go check your email inbox, what are they going to do? They're going to go to their email inbox, yes. And what happens when they're in their email? Who else is in their email? Yeah, they leave your page, they leave your funnel, they go to your inbox with it where everybody else is. Exactly, right? It's a huge mistake. On the thank you page, here's what we've got the opportunity to do. If I come to your website and I've come in cold and I've given you an email address, the very next thing you should do is you should take me to red. To yellow. Hey, thanks so much for coming to the site and asking for a copy of my guide. I'll give you some examples of these pages in a second. Thanks for coming, asking for a copy of my guide. I've emailed it to you. It'll be there. My system will email it to you in about 7 minutes' time. What has that done? It just bought you 7 minutes of my time and my attention. Now that you've said that the thing I've just asked for will be there soon, now you can invite me to come and do the next thing. Make sense? The next thing. So let's go back to these offers for a second. The the green offer that we offer is the opt-in offer. So if somebody's a visitor and they're cold and they're skeptical, the very first thing we want to offer them is our opt-in bribe. In other words, the free thing we give people in return for an email address. That's our first port of call. As soon as they've done that, now they're a little bit warmer. They're relieved now because we've got an email address and permission to follow up, and they're curious. The next offer we make people should be a conversion tool. Specifically, the thing that I can come on which leads to the sale. So maybe it's your webinar that you do to sell something. Maybe it's your maybe it's an event that you run, or maybe it's a consultation with you. And our red offer is our buy my stuff offer. It's a link to buy something right now. It's a product page. Make sense? So if somebody comes to your website and they give you an email address, they can tick the green box. We take them straight to the yellow page next. Remember, we're talking about the 4 money pages. We've got the opt-in page, which offers them the bribe. They land on the thank you page next, which gives them thanks so much and offers them the next thing. The other 2 pages are really, really important. We've got the webinar registration page. Again, webinar incredible conversion tool. This is a great example of a yellow page. And then we've got the free course follow-up page. So the funnel goes like this. I land on your opt-in page, I give you an email address. The thank you page offers me the next step, whether it's a booking for a call with you or offers me a ticket to your event or a call with you or a webinar. Separate to that, we've got webinar registration pages. These are the 4 pages which you need to kind of obsess over, you need to think about, you need to design and tweak and optimize to maximize the conversion rate on these 4 pages. You're going to end up with hundreds of pages, probably, but with all the blog posts and stuff by the time you're done, but there's really 4 pages that you need to obsess about. Make sense? So in a perfect world, what happens is somebody comes into your world. In a perfect world, they'll opt in. They'll see the thank you page and register for your webinar or your event. What if they don't? Well, then in our marketing, we're also going to be sending people to webinar registration pages. All of those 3 are designed to get new people to do what we want them to do fast. But if they don't, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put them through our free course. 3 to 5 videos stripped out every 3 days over, say, 15 days, 2 weeks. with a short video and an offer for the webinar, or a short video or an offer for the call, or a short video and an offer for the event, whatever your primary conversion tool is. Is this making sense? So I'm going to give you some examples of the pages in a minute, but right now I just need to know if you're getting the theory. Yeah? Tina's asking, do I run the webinar, my orange offer, live every time? You do it live until you've got one that converts consistently, and then you automate that. Yeah, getting it? Cool, great. Okay, so we're going to maximize the money pages. Next up, we talked about the free course follow-up page, you know, where they're watching a video with a call to action, watching a video with a call to action. Assume they don't do anything. What most people do is they design the perfect funnel for when people do what they want. But what we forget to do is understand that at any given time we invite, you know, anytime we invite people to take the next step, the majority of people aren't going to do it, right? The majority will say no or do nothing. And so we need to build the system for them. And so that's where the communication rhythm comes in. Our job is to have reasons for people to come back again and again and again and again, right? Have reasons people come back to your site to learn a bit more, to go a little bit deeper, to be enticed to do the next thing again and again and again. And so what we need is a communication rhythm. The communication rhythm answers these questions. What am I going to talk about? You know, content-wise, what are my topics? What media am I going to use? Am I going to do video, audio, or text? How often am I going to do it? Yeah, that's what we really want to do. What are we going to talk about? How often? And in what media? So what I'd love you to do, or what I'd love to help you to do right now, is to decide your communication rhythm. So the first thing, let's talk about media first and frequency. In fact, in your workbook right here, you've got frequency and media, two foundational decisions. Do you want your prospects to see your conversion and go, that's exactly what I need? What we want to know is, how often will you publish and promote? So let's talk, I'm going to give you some options right now. Let's say, after people come through your funnel, how often do we want to talk to people? I'm going to give you some choices. You can go daily, twice a week, once a week, every 2 weeks, or monthly. For those of you in North America, fortnightly means every 2 weeks. Okay, so all I want you to do is pick how frequently you want to be talking to your prospects. Monthly is not enough, so I'm going to cross that off as a non-option. Quarterly, not even close to enough. We can go once a week. We can go every day. We can go once a week, or we can go every 2 weeks at minimum. So the question you want to answer is, well, what can I consistently stick to? Ron, my 2-day workshop is a yellow. Weekly. Lots of people saying weekly, daily. Okay, that's cool. Every 2 weeks, fantastic. Right, whatever you decide to do, perfect. Okay, so your options are daily, weekly, fortnightly. A fortnight means every 2 weeks, at least here in Australia, that's it. Okay. Next up, what format will your content take? Well, you've got options. You can do video or audio or text. So let me show you the options. Love video. For me, video is the easiest to create, but it's not for everybody. So we've got video. Here's what I really love about video. It allows you to get personality across, right? In a way that is harder with text, and you can still do with audio, but it's not as easy. It allows you to get more of yourself across, right? So we've got video. What else do we have? Well, the second option is audio. Audio is fantastic because it's so incredibly easy to create. I mean, there's the video, you can just use your smartphone. You don't need anything super fancy. But video is easy. It's pretty easy to create if you find that natural and natural and comfortable. The downside of video is you've got to worry about lighting. Depending on who you are, maybe you've got to worry about how your hair looks and how you're dressed and ladies' makeup and all that sort of stuff. Whereas audio, you don't need to worry about any of that. Like right now, I had video on before because of connection issues. I've turned it off. This is easy for me. I don't have to worry about how I look, right? And thirdly, there's text. Now, here's what's cool. In my world, the easiest for me to create, or the one I most enjoy creating, is video. So I create video content. Then my team clicks a button and exports out an MP3 audio file, which becomes a podcast without me having to do anything. And then we get that audio transcribed and turned into text. So by creating one piece, we apply the content food chain, and I go from video to audio to text, and I've just created one piece. So there's pros and cons to each. if you love writing, if you're really good at it, please don't feel like you have to do video. There's no rule which says you do. Okay? All I want you to do is to work out what's the easiest for you to create. So what's it going to be for you? Is it going to be video or audio or text? What's it going to be for you? What's it going to be? Audio, so I don't have to worry about makeup. Lisa, perfect. Text, we're moving to do video within the next month. Whatever's best for you. There's no right or wrong, right? Video and audio. Great music. Yeah, it's not my music. I'm just in the bar at this hotel right now. Sam says, am I the only one who can hear the music? No, you're not the only one who can hear the music. Everyone can hear the music. It's, frankly, it's a little bit distracting at my end, but let me show you where I am and it might explain some things. I'm in a hotel bar, Honolulu. Behind that door at the end is a bookshelf, and it's got like a secret door. So they pushed open the secret door. I'm here in the bar. Forgive me for the audio. That's just how we're rolling today. Okay. So here's what we've decided. We've decided to do frequency, and you decided video, audio, text. Whatever you decided, I want you to write that in here. So for me, I'm going to go weekly, and I'm going to go video. That's my decision made. Cool. So next we want to talk about how to make sure that our content is epic. And I want to give you the 4 commitments to follow up. Okay. So 4 commitments I want you to make with your follow up. The first one we've already made. I want you to commit to frequency. You're going to go daily or weekly or every 2 weeks. I think we can tick that box. Next up, I want you to commit to value, right? How do you make sure that your stuff is valuable? Well, you solve real people's real problems, right? Real people's real problems. One of the things that I do is I set news traps. And so I just think about what are some things that already happen in my world every single week where I could get ideas for stuff to talk about. So news traps is the idea. Let me give you some examples. So I I coach clients. When I coach clients, usually I'm drawing on my iPad, and so when it comes time to shoot my videos, I can literally just look at my, my content here. Go, you know what? This piece here about target, offer, and message, Tom, would be a great video. So I just look at the notes I had when I was coaching clients, and that gives me inspiration to talk about. I've got a client hot seat here. So I'm just looking at stuff I'm already doing. So if you're coaching clients, at the end of a session, just make a note about what the key topic was. That could be a great topic to video or text about or audio about. So there's coaching. Maybe you've got, there are some industry blogs. Maybe there's, I don't know, what competitors are doing. These are things to talk about. You could set up a Google alert around your topic. Yeah? There's a bunch of different news traps. So right now I just want you to think about what are some easy ways where you could be reminded about topics to talk about. I want you to just write down 1 or 2 news traps you could set that would give you ideas to write about. Maybe you go to a conference and you learn some stuff. Maybe you're in a forum or a Facebook group and somebody asks a question. Yeah? What are some news traps that you could set that would give you topics to talk about so you never ran out of stuff to talk about? Joanna's grooving along with the music. I'm on my own in a bar with loud music. Yeah, I totally am. I've asked them to send it down, and they can't. Yeah, Michelle says the Feedly app. Feedly is like an RSS blog subscriber. Perfect. So if you do Feedly and put in your keywords, it's going to give you topics. Every single day a new feed of stuff to look at. Do a survey, coaching in Facebook groups, client calls, my Facebook group, other Facebook groups. Yes. Industry news, LinkedIn groups. Perfect. Got it, right? So we're going to commit to frequency first. Then we're going to commit to value. Next, I want you to commit to invitation. What do I mean by that? Well, I want you to make the commitment that every single time you create a piece of content, there's going to be a next step attached. And the next step might be as simple as like or leave a comment or subscribe. Or it could be more fancy than that. It could be, I've got a webinar that I'm running on Thursday about this topic. If you want to find out more, click that little button over on the right-hand side and get started today. Right? So you want to always have an invitation to a next step offer. How do you know what to invite people to? Well, the easiest thing to think about is invite them to your green or invite them to your yellow or mention your red. Yeah? Now, if you do those 3, you're already miles ahead of everybody else because most people don't follow up at all. But if you do those, there's one thing that's going to set you apart from everybody else. One killer strategy, which frankly No matter, like, people can copy your content, they can copy your funnels. There's one thing they can't touch, right? No matter how hard they try. It's your special sauce, right? So I want you to commit to frequency and commit to value, commit to invitation, but mostly I want you to commit to personality. Who are you at your best, right? So one of the tricks I do when I'm about to let's turn this on. When I'm about to shoot a video, for example, I will look down the, I have my iPhone here, and I'll look into the lens, and as I'm looking into the camera, I will, I'll think to myself, magic. Magic is the word I use to kind of prompt me to be myself at my best. Generous, inspirational, a little bit cheeky. It's kind of the magic is my kind of shortcut to those three states that I want. And so, who am I at my best? A little bit magic, right? I try to be generous with my content. I try to be inspirational. I don't try to, try to be. If I'm genuine and I'm helpful, that's inspirational, and a little bit cheeky. When I do those things, I've committed to personality, and no matter what other people try to copy, they can't knock that off, right? So, question for you. I want you to write down 3 words right now. Who are you at your best? Ready, set, go. Who are you at your best? Okay, I'm not seeing anything here in the chat box, which is freaking me out a little bit. Oh, here we go. Just took you a little bit. Sorry, my bad. Shouldn't have pressured you, and I should have just relaxed knowing that you would get there. Real, authentic, and intense. Quirky but inspiring. I love that. Bubbly, generous, honest. Sandra, that's fantastic. So be that. Awesome, fun, and cheeky, Miriam. Jackie, curious, vulnerable, resilient. Yes. Full-on, passionate, Ron. That's 100% true. Nerdy, bubbly, and cute. Fun, caring, and energized. Yes. You get this? Who are you at your best? That's exactly how you want to show up on your videos or in your audio or in your text. So we're going to make these 4 commitments of follow-up. So we're going to find your communication rhythm. We've talked about topics that we get fed through news traps. We've talked about frequency, daily or weekly or every 2 weeks at most. We've talked about media, whether it's going to be video, audio, or text. We talked about committing to frequency and value and invitation, and most of all, committing to personality. Here's the last thing I'd tell you. We want to leverage production and distribution. It's really simple. There's 2 roles you can have, I think, when it comes to content, and I think about it through the lens of, camera. You can be the person in front of the camera, you're delivering the content, or you can be the person behind the camera, editing the videos, doing the transcription, publishing them on YouTube, embedding them in your website, writing the promotional email, sending it out to your list. One of those roles is fun. One of them is not fun. One of them builds rapport, and one of them the audience doesn't even notice, right? One of them brings you money, and one of them is a waste of your money, and one of them is a great use of your time, one of them's not. So all I want you to think about right now is when it comes to your content marketing, you can either be in front of the camera creating the magic, delivering the stuff, making the sales, or you can be behind the scenes, editing, doing tech monkey work, right? You've got to ditch the backstage stuff and get front stage as much as you possibly can.
By the way, if you have your handout in front of you, like I've got mine, you'll notice that on the first page we've got the 5 key points listed down the side, some space to take notes for them, and then worksheets below. So let's just jump straight in. The first key is conversion first. Almost everybody I talk to, not everybody, but probably 90% of the people I talk to just go, you know what, I just want more traffic, more visitors to my site, I want more leads. And that's fantastic. More leads is awesome if you send them somewhere smart. And if you don't have a page set up, if you don't have your site structured or your page set up or your offer right, we're going to send people to a page which doesn't convert, and all of the time you put in, all of the relationship effort you put into getting the joint venture partner, or all of the money you just spent on ads is completely wasted. So the first key is conversion first. Before we send anyone anywhere, let's make sure that the place we send them to is optimized. Is this making sense, guys? Just give me a nod if you're with me so far. Yep, perfect. So conversion first. That means that whatever the lead magnet is has to be hot, and we're going to work on your lead magnet together in a little bit. It also means that the landing page we send them to has to be tested and tweaked and optimized, and you probably have a couple of different versions. We just had a meeting a couple of hours ago at a cafe here in LA with Sherry, our marketing project manager, about some of the split tests we're running right now on the landing pages and what they're telling us. It's like, okay, we need to kill that page, we need to up this page. All that to say, we've been doing this for a little while, but all that to say that if you don't focus on conversion first, you end up wasting a ton of money. With me? about 3.5, maybe 4 years ago, this guy came and spoke at a conference that I was attending. And he was a Facebook guy. He literally wrote a book on Facebook ads. He's like a big deal. And so I just said, okay, well, this guy knows exactly what he's doing, and I'll spend the cash. We spent a bunch of money with him and about $80,000 on ads in a month. Now, dude, $80,000 was the most I'd ever spent on ads by a long way, by about $75,000. It was a lot. And the funnel that he built, or that he instructed us to build, didn't do nearly as well as what he'd said, and we ended up with an $80,000 Amex bill just to cover the ads. And obviously, business is good and cash flow was fine, so we totally did it. But the second time around, we different Facebook guy, different funnel. We worked on the funnel ourselves with some help, and the new funnel cost us $1,300 in ads for the month, so not much. It put about 60 people into events, and we did about $330,000 in sales. So that's what happens if you get the conversion piece right before, and what happens if you get the conversion piece wrong before you spend a bunch of money on ads. Does that make sense, guys? Just want to give you a heads up. This is super, super important. So we're going to talk about how to do that. Number 2, I want you to offer a gateway drug. Think about, we're sending cold traffic to your website. We need to give them an offer, something to get them started right now. So I want to teach you something that I don't normally share that I think will be really, really handy for you. There's a marketing guy who I used to follow years and years ago. I don't even know if he's still around. His name is Rich Harshaw. And he taught me this thing called the educational spectrum. And if you think about the spectrum that people go through from becoming aware that they've got a problem all the way through to hiring you as their coach or consultant. If you imagine a spectrum where kind of point A, let's go down here. Can you guys see my iPad? You can, right? Yeah? Cool. Point A, they start to think about solving the problems they've got. And at point Z or Z, they actually go, you know what? Here's my money. Let's get started. So we've got the spectrum between point A and point Z. What most of us do on our website and in general is we make offers which are called incentive offers. So there's two kind of offer. There's an incentive offer, which is, hey, if you know exactly what you want, here's a great deal. In fact, you're like, if you went to the, I don't know where you live, but around where I live, they send out these catalogs all the time for like shops that sell cameras and digital equipment and computers and all that sort of stuff. And the brochures kind of look like this. They've got headline at the top, and then they've just got a grid of different items. Let's say that, there's a camera here and a computer here, right? Just different items. And every one basically has some bullet point specs and a name of the thing and a price. And so if I'm looking for that particular camera and I look at it and go, cool, that's perfect. That's exactly the camera I'm looking for. And that price is good. And then I'll come in and buy that thing. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen those kind of ads. That's called an incentive offer. It's designed for people who know exactly what they want. They know, they understand their problem. They know what they want and they're willing to buy. They're just looking for the best deal. And so sometimes we make offers which appeal to those kind of people. For example, if you want help with your Facebook ads, you know exactly what you want. I've got this Facebook system and you happen to believe in the way I do Facebook. Here's my deal today. That's perfect for the people who are on this spectrum from A, just thinking about it, to Z, here's my money. That's perfect for people who are right here at like point, Y and a half. These guys will respond to that kind of offer. So if on your website you have an offer which is book in for a consultation with me, perfect. I bet if you have like a book in for a consult with me offer on your site, you probably don't get that many leads, but the ones you do talk to, they probably convert really, really well. And the reason they convert well is because you're talking to the percentage of people who are at point Y and a half. Statistically speaking, that percentage is between 1 and 3% are ready right now. We call them the now buyers. So at any given time, like between 1 and 3% of your market are ready right now. Are you following me so far, guys? Is this making sense? Yeah? Give me a nod if you're with me. Yeah. Here's the thing. Between 1 and 3% are ready right now, but what about the 97 to 99% of the people? Well, they're not now buyers at all. They're future buyers. They're in this bracket right here. And so we did a different kind of offer to attract those guys. So if I go back to my digital camera example here, by the way, is this interesting? I don't normally talk about this stuff, but I thought it could be useful. Is it useful? Cool. If you talk about your digital camera example, if people normally go through this kind of process. Right here, I start to think about the problem I've got. Let's say you're sick. I go, I'm aware I've got this, this cold or this itch or this, chest pain or whatever it is. If you're a man, you probably ignore it, right? When it gets worse, like here, maybe we'll go to the doctor. So this is aware of problem, and this is thinking about doing something. Yeah? Let's call that letter I on our A to Z spectrum. Then I go into research mode, and now I'm thinking about, like, what are the possible solutions? And I go, you know what? Okay, I'm definitely going to buy a digital video camera, or I'm definitely going to improve my business, or I'm definitely going to improve my social media, or I'm going to start automating, or I'm going to get healthy, whatever your thing is. Then I start to, so here I'm going, I'm problem aware, I'm solution aware. Now I'm looking for vendors, like who should I choose? And now I'm just looking for the best deal. So if the only marketing we do is, hey, have a call with me because I can fix your thing right now. We're getting this 3% of buyers in here, but we missed the 97%. If we had a different offer, an information offer, which is the second kind, before we talked about incentive offer versus information offer. Let's say I'm thinking about buying a digital video camera. This was exactly our situation a few years ago. New daughter, Aroha, was born, and we start to chat about, it'd be great to take videos of like family memories, first steps, teeth falling out, learning to walk, learning to talk, all of that sort of stuff. But we don't know what we want. If we look in the book and it has pictures of cameras like this, and we have no idea what we need. So like giving me a price doesn't help me. If somebody said, are you thinking about buying a digital video camera, but you don't know what you need or even what's available? Like here's everything you need to know about we've got this free guide, a little PDF. You can download it on our website. Shows you everything you need to know about digital versus optical zoom, battery life, megapixels, whatever else. Editing, help you make a great decision. If let's say I'm way down here. I'm starting to think about the solution. I'm at point I. I'm definitely not going to respond to this offer because I'm not ready yet. But if somebody says, hey, I've got this guide, free digital camera buyer's guide, I'd probably download that. If I'm over here checking out different solutions, I would totally buy that. I'd download that. If I'm researching different vendors, even if I'm like in a store right now with my money in hand about to buy a camera and I may text me go, hey man, just before you buy a camera, I just saw this thing, you should have a quick read. I would totally stop my transaction and have a quick read through this thing. So when I offer an information offer, here's the big idea. When I offer an information offer, I don't just get the dudes who are at Y.5. When I offer an information offer, I get everybody from point I all the way through, because now I've got an offer that appeals to a much broader spectrum. Does this make sense, guys? Are you with me? Yeah? Let's just pause and time out. What I want to know is what's been most helpful so far? What have you just learned from this little conversation about the education spectrum and the two kinds of offers we need to make? Can you just type into the question box for me? What's been most helpful so far? Psychology of traffic. Yeah, I'm targeting the 1 to 3%. Make sure I convert before getting traffic. Yeah, not everyone's ready to buy right now, 100%. Way more people that are at the thinking and researching stage than ready to buy. Yeah, here's the thing. Exactly. But here's the thing. We don't have to, different magnet captures wider range of leads, the moving parade. Yes. So here's what's cool though. If the only leads I'm getting are these guys, that's expensive. Like cost per lead, expensive. If I get all of these guys, my cost per lead is cheap. But here's what's cool. When I get the full spectrum, everyone from I through to Z, what do I get? I get the now buyers as well. But now I've got a list that I've acquired at low price that now that my follow-up marketing can convert at zero cost. That's why I love this kind of marketing. So if we go back to our key point right here, we're going to offer a gateway drug. And one of the things we're going to do together is we're going to look at your lead magnet and figure out, is it great? Is it hot? Does it need changing? Okay. The idea is we're going to offer something informational, something free that they can download, look at, that's going to get everybody along that education spectrum from point I all the way through to point Z. Cool? Number 3. Okay, so we decided we're going to work on conversion and we need a great gateway drug. The third key right here is to select your source, is to figure out, now that I've got this lead magnet built, what's the best channel to offer it in? And there's really kind of three main options, right? We've got free, we've got paid, and we've got partnership. So what's free? Free is content marketing, authority marketing. You know, create a piece of content, share it on your blog, bring people back to your website. Free is fantastic because it's free. And over time, you build a traffic avalanche. My buddy and I, James Schramko, we do a podcast together, not as frequently as he would like because I'm traveling a lot. But every time we publish, we profit. Every time we load a new episode in, we both get leads. It's really straightforward, but it takes a little while to grow. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to write down 3 words. If you just grab a sheet of paper and we go traffic, free, paid, and partnership. Okay, let's talk through the pros and cons of each. And what I want to do today is really help you figure out what's going to be the best traffic source for you. Okay, so let's talk free first up. So by free, I mean content. In fact, let me show you a quick example of a client who's just doing free incredibly well. This guy here. This is AJ. He's my least favorite client, and he's my least favorite client because he's just way too good looking, and the rest of the fellas in the group find it intimidating. He's a real gentleman. He's incredibly wise. He's very smart. He's very active. He's spiritual. Like, dude, ladies, I don't know, like, how's a person like me supposed to keep up with that? Anyway, even just having his body on the screen right now is making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm just going to move off AJ. When I started to work with AJ, he was doing really, really well with Facebook, but here's what happened. Facebook shut his ads account down. And so now he's like, crap, I've got no, like he was doing really well with Facebook. Now he's got no way to get the leads he needs. And so switched to a combination of free and partnership. Basically, he went to a podcast where he'd interview experts. So he'd get some of their best content, in a great interview. And then when it came live, they would share it on social. And when they shared it on social, what happened? All of a sudden, some of their audience came over to him. So this podcast has turned into a little traffic beast for AJ. Here's what's great about free. Firstly, it's free in terms of dollars. Anytime it's free with money, it's not free with what? Time, right? Yeah. So downside takes time. Over time, it really ramps up. Like if you think about snowball all the way through to like avalanche, that's what happens over time. But if you're just getting started, free marketing is fantastic for follow-up purposes, but it sucks as it's very unlikely that anyone on the call today is going to like blog their way to success in the next 30 days. Okay, so I'm going to say free, you should totally do it. Think about it as a follow-up strategy. Not usually the best place to start. You cool with that, guys? Yeah? Okay, let's talk about paid next. I love paid. Paid traffic, specifically we're talking about ads, and we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about Google, we're talking about YouTube, depending on market, maybe LinkedIn. I'd lump all of those and all of the other paid traffic opportunities under paid. And when I say paid, it doesn't mean you can only do Facebook ads. We're just going to pick paid as our strategy, and you can do a whole bunch. Here's what's great about it. It's easy to measure. Like, it's super trackable. Every cent you spend is accountable. You'll know within 48 hours how it's going. In fact, what we do is we run a $40 test over 2 days. So $40 day one, $40 day two. And at the end of the $40 or $80 test, we'll know how much does it cost to get a click, an opt-in, maybe a webinar registration, or an event ticket sold, or a triage call. And within 2 days, we've got numbers, right? So we'll know exactly how much it's going to cost. And we've got an idea in our head of what we call the magic metric. So let's say we're going for, I don't know, webinar registrations. We've got an idea that we're happy to spend this much. Let's say this is a scale, right? money, lots of money, not much money. We're happy to spend, say, this much per webinar registration. Well, we run our $40 test, and we know if we're getting leads for less than our magic metric, our magic metric is this black line, then what are we going to do? If you're happy to spend, I don't know, let's call it $5, I'm making up numbers, to get somebody to register, what do? You scale it up. If you're happy to spend 5 and you're getting for 2 or 3, you do more. If it's costing you heaps more, what do? Well, we stop. And we need to build a new campaign. And if we're right around our metric, we're going to tweak. So here's what's great about paid traffic. Not only is it really measurable, so you're not kind of guessing, but it's also really fast. Like you think about that, it's 48 hours to know. And almost every single one, almost every single coach in the world can use some kind of paid traffic. Obviously, some of you might, LinkedIn might be better than Facebook for some of you, right? But almost everyone can do paid. So what's great about it is it's fast. You can test it today and have numbers tomorrow that you can start or stop or tweak really, really quickly. Does that make sense? Hopefully by now you've got an idea that I'm a fan. The best traffic source is, the best traffic tip in the world is buy it. So if you're thinking about should I do paid, should I do free, should I do partnership, I would say almost certainly paid is going to be the quickest way to get you going. Unless either you've got connections already with people in the industry who are well known, or you're a natural connector. You know what I mean? Like you make friends easily. Even if you don't have anyone in the industry yet, if you make friends easily, if you're a natural connector, if that's just part of your genetic makeup, then partnership could be perfect for you. Like when I started, I didn't have any friends in the industry at all, knew nobody, but I'm a good friend maker. In fact, my wife always says that I make the friends and she keeps the friends, which is kind of cool. And so my first 3 years, the only marketing we did was partnership marketing. Just to explain quickly what I mean by partnership marketing, it should be fairly straightforward, but let's make sure. There are some people out there in the world who've already spent probably years of their life and certainly tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars, building a relationship with a tribe that now trusts them, right? And so what happens if looking for some puppets? I don't have puppets. Why am I looking for puppets? Who looks for puppets? I have no idea. If, let's say this is you and you're new in the industry and this is me and I'm the king, for example. If all of the people love me and I say, hey, you guys love me and you trust me, you should get to meet, you should get to meet Cassie, you should get to meet Alex. They're amazing because of X, Y, Z. Some of the trust that they've got with me rubs off on you and all of a sudden there's a trust transference and you shortcut the no like trust factor instantly, right? Like the 6 things which have to happen to get somebody a client. They have to know you, like you, and trust you so they can buy once, then they repeat, and then they refer. Know, like, trust, which you've probably heard, then buy, repeat, refer. If somebody else has already got trust and they rub it off, then you get know, like, trust much easier, which will help them buy. Are you with me? So I'm a natural connector and I find partnership marketing almost the easiest thing in the world for me to do personally. I'm not a spreadsheet guy, so looking at Facebook stats bores the crap out of me, but I'm happy to talk to somebody else who does it. For me, I'd love to just kind of jump on a Skype call with somebody who's got my audience, make business friends with them and have them promote me. Make sense? So let's do pros and cons real quick. Pros, trust, transfer. If you know what you're doing, it can be really fast. Like if I had an hour right now, I could call, I could do 2, maybe 3, but let's say 2 to be conservative, joint ventures, which would get me in front of thousands of people. Instead of having to hunt for one client, I can hunt for one partner who can introduce me to hundreds or thousands of people. If you get a partner to promote your webinar, even if you don't sell anything on the webinar, the fact that all of their people register builds your database, even if you don't sell a single thing. So even if you just do value add webinar with no pitch, worth it just for the list build alone. Is this making sense, guys? So let's just pause. The decision we want to make right now is to kickstart your list growth. Are we going to do free? Are we going to do paid? Or are we going to do partnership? The downside of partnership is if you don't know what you're doing or you're not a natural connector, like let's say you're a a high D dominant, on a disc profile, high D, you don't do relationships well, there's a good chance that partnerships, you might find it too slow and too frustrating. Yeah? But if you're an I or an S, partnerships can be a really great way to do things. Anyway, so right now, is it going to be free, or is it going to be paid, or is it going to be partnership? What I would love to do is just have you type into the question box for me, into the chat box. What does it feel most like for you? Let's have a look. Okay, a little bit of a mix. Lots of people saying paid and partnership, paid for cold traffic, free for warm. Yes, Cassie, exactly right. I'm going to do paid to get the leads in, and then your free content marketing is going to follow people up. Exactly right. Partnerships is Jonathan. Perfect. Sam says partnership, free and paid. Lisa says, Lisa Wiking's iPad says paid. Lisa Wiking, your iPad is really smart. Paid and partnership, possibly paid to check. Okay. Miriam says, can you ask in a partnership to promote a webinar, or do you have to do a webinar for them? I'm not sure I understand. Miriam, are you saying, yeah, Miriam, actually, let me find you and unmute and quickly answer that right now, if that's okay. Let me find you. So stop screen sharing for a second so I get my control panel back. Miriam, I'm just going to unmute you if that's cool. Attempt to.
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Talk to me.
What I meant is, for example, if I know some people who run like events for entrepreneurs, and they have a list of 1,000 entrepreneurs, is it ethical to ask, I'm doing this webinar, would you be kind enough to share it with your list? Or normal business is that I say, I do a webinar for you without coming, so just a specific webinar for them with their branding for their people.
Oh, perfect. So let me make sure I understand. This is you, this is them. They've got a bunch of 1,000 people on their list. Mm-hmm. Would you say come and join the webinar that I'm already doing, or is that what you're saying? Should this one, or should I would do one specifically for them, 100%.
One for them.
I would do 100%. Yeah, one for them to share with their audience, 100%. And that way they're on the webinar with you live and the trust rubs off.
I see. Thank you.
Does that make sense? Totally welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Perfect. Okay, so we've got free, and we've got paid, and we've got partnership. I think we're kind of clear enough about that. So let's get into a little bit of a list building plan. We need to look at a few key pieces here. I showed you AJ. We're going to move off from him because I don't need the insecurity any more than I already have it. This is Rob, great client of mine, wonderful guy. And he's actually the guy who helped me write my book. And I wonder if it's here. Yeah, check this out. So I got here to LA, and this was waiting in my hotel room. Very, very excited. This is the brand new book. I'll make sure I think it's just going live on Amazon. So I'll send you an email and let you know about the details when it's available. Pretty excited about that. Anyway, so this is Rob. He helps people to get books out of their head and into the world. And his funnel is really simple. So he doesn't use free, and he doesn't use partnership. He does paid. So it's Facebook ads to a 17-minute case study video with a button underneath to click and book in a call. That's the funnel. It's really straightforward. This is Howard, another great client. He helps restaurateurs to grow their businesses. He's written a book called More Bums on Seats and another book called Selling at the Table. And his funnel is partnership. So he finds people who already have the people he wants. In this case, companies that sell stuff to restaurants, like point of sale companies and wholesalers, fit out companies, etc. And he gets to know them. He offers to give every single one of the people on their list a book, which is a good gift, right? So they get a package in the mail with a book, a cover letter from the host saying, we value the relationship and we want to invest in you, so here's a book. By the way, if you like it, inside the book on page 1, there's 2 tickets to a seminar that Howard's running, and we've covered the cost for you. And so that's Howard's core strategy. So let's do this right now. What I'd love to do is just find out from you. Let's talk about lead magnets for a bit. What's your current bribe? What's the free thing that you give away right now? Can you do me a favor and just jump into the question box and tell me what's the name of your free thing? So I want to know what's it called and what format is it? Like, is it a video, or is it a PDF? Is it a book? Is it a seminar or a webinar? What's the first step in your pipeline? Thanks for the congrats on the books, everybody. Miriam's giving away a quiz. Amanda, a press release template PDF. I want to switch to a book, PDF checklist, a report, an exitability record. 7 mistakes people make when selling businesses, or an exitability, which is like how exit ready are you? Podcasting client attraction formula, PDF with videos. Johanna, cool. Brendan, 5 ways to make your life easier. It's a guide. An ebook, Facebook client attraction blueprint. Alex says that we're going to create a free video tomorrow. A/B test them. How we're going to sort after speaker. How to land a life-changing speaker gig. Oh, interesting. Joe, a book called Resurrecting America's Entrepreneurial Spirit. And a book will be a quiz. Okay, cool. So we've got a mix, right? And Cassie says, hasn't Trump already covered that? I'm not even going to touch that. Thank you, Cassie. I was in an Uber this morning, and the guy goes, "Oh, you're Australian. What do you think of Trump?" I'm like, next question. Let's draw a little bit, shall we? Okay, so lead magnets. When it comes to lead magnets, we've got 2 things we want to keep in mind, and they are value and desirability. So let's go through these together. Let's say at the top here we've got your lead magnet is highly valuable, so it's high value, something that's really, really useful for people, and they can see the value. And down here it's low value, right? Obviously, lead magnet's going to go much, much better if it's seen as useful, right? Then on the other spectrum, we've got the first one is what it is and what's in it, how useful is it going to be to me, and the second one's really about the risk involved. In fact, you know what? I might rename these. I got a bit of an idea. I might rename these. Let's call it reward and risk. That might be easier. Okay, so let's go. This is high reward. In other words, if I get it, the stuff inside is going to be really useful for me, really valuable. And here we've got low reward. On the left-hand side, we've got high risk. Now, what do I mean by risk? Risk is either threat, like I'm going to have to talk to a salesperson, or hassle, I've got to fill in like a 70-page questionnaire, or I've got to sit down and watch a bunch of videos. It's going to take a lot of time. So I think risk is either threat or hassle. And down this end, it's either kind of risky or it's low risk, really safe. So let's go through our options here. If you have, here are some examples of common stuff that people offer. Some people offer a free sales appointment. They never call it that, but that's what it is, right? It's a sales appointment. Okay, so that's an option. It's good for your now buyers, your 1 to 3% of the market, but it's not good for everybody else. Other people offer like an email newsletter. Why do they put them here? Free sales appointment. It seems it's pretty low reward, and it's risky, right? I got to talk to some person. Email newsletter. Well, it's not very risky. Just an email, for goodness sake, but it doesn't sound useful. It doesn't sound juicy. Are you with me so far? Yeah? Okay. So then let's go to the top left. The most valuable lead magnet I ever built was this free video course. I thought it was amazing. People who went through it loved it, but if you looked at the stats, it was 4 videos. Video 1, lots of views. Video 2, half as many views. Video 3, almost none. Video 4, the sales video, not 0, but like so close to 0 it wasn't funny. It went like this. And obviously, generally in business, we want things to go up. Generally in business, we want things to go up. So video course, was it high reward? Yeah, it was super high reward. What's the downside though? It took a lot of what? A lot of time. Exactly. And so, it wasn't risk like I have to talk to a salesperson, but it was risk like hassle. So let's call these what they are. If you're offering a sales appointment as your lead.
Guys, do you realize that we can actually talk while Taki is not back yet?
Hello.
That's funny. Hi.
Hi. Rather than brainstorming in the chat, trying to type in fast everything.
Here we go. This is Mia. Hello, Puss.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, look.
He's so
Not
cute.
impressed. This is not impressed.
I'll make it less.
Yes, I think Sergi's the connector.
Yes. Who's that? Oh, she's what? She's seen you all now. Look, she's looking. She's definitely watching. You see, internet, it's cats and dogs, pets, isn't it? Lead magnet, picture of your cat. Who's that, Bruce?
Hey, Kitty.
Okay. Oh, my kettle's just boiled. I'll mute myself while I make a cup of tea.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so people are running away to get their teas.
It must be break time.
I just ran out of coffee.
Anyone in the Facebook group to see what's happened with Tacky?
No, I haven't popped over there. That's a good idea. Let me have a look.
I'm just having a look to see whether he's... We'll just carry on without him.
Yeah, no, there's nothing over in Facebook yet.
Maybe something happened to internet.
Travel and consistent internet is one of the biggest annoying things that I ever found when I did some travel and tried to maintain business. It's just...
Yeah.
You can actually get, you know, I previously worked in the industrial automation industry. Basically, what you can get a small, like bag size satellite modem.
Oh, really?
And use it pretty much anywhere except North Pole and South Pole.
Wow. My techie husband would love that.
Yeah.
And they're not that expensive.
You need to tell Tacky.
Is he coming back? Feels like maybe he's coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Oh, no, yes, I thought I saw his name somewhere and then it popped away again.
Yeah. So what stage are your business all up to?
There. I can see him.
Can you see him?
I can see him too.
There he is. He's in the middle.
Oh, there we go.
I can't see him.
Oh my goodness. I just want to say I love you. Incredibly.
We were doing our self-managed team, you know, effort.
Yeah.
How did
We're
you
sharing
go?
cats.
Did you fix everybody's problem, Sarah?
Sharing cats and making cups of tea. So
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad. I'm good you're back. The inmates were running the asylum. And it looks like you did a great job, inmates. According to this. Well done. All right, let me just make this all work. Thank you, team. All right.
Are you still recording?
I am recording. Yeah. Thanks for checking. You're awesome.
You might have a nice picture of my cat on there then.
Well, that would be fantastic. I'd love that we had your cat
I'm going to mute
on the screen.
myself.
Fantastic. No worries. Let's just make sure. Okay, cool. Thanks, team. Message from Cassie saying love the cat. Okay, so here's where we're up to. We were talking about different kinds of lead magnets that people offer, from something really, really rewarding and juicy to something people don't love at all. And we said that they could either be high reward or low reward, and that they could either be high risk or low risk, in other words, something kind of safe. We looked at a few different options, and we decided that we didn't want a sales appointment because it's good for the 1 to 3% of people who are ready right now. Email newsletters are a bit lame. Video courses are fantastic, but hard to get through. And so we want something that's really juicy, but really quick. We call it a snap. And we're looking for checklist or cheat sheet. Yeah, something that I can get through in 4 to 7 minutes, nice and quick, and get a result from. And so what I'd love to help you do is firstly figure out what's the best possible angle for that magnet, and then secondly help you design it. Is that okay? Before we go any further, are there any questions? I know we've had some tech jams. I want to be as useful as I possibly can, but I just want to make sure we're good. If you have any questions for me, please type them into the chat right now and let me know. Otherwise, just say all good, and we'll do our thing. Where does book fall? Books are great. Ron, what an awesome question. Cool. So Ron says, where does a book fall? It really depends on what you expect people to do with it. Okay, so let me be really clear. This book is killer. It's kind of fat. Yeah, come on. It's like book size, right? It's 199 pages. if I expected everybody to read this book, it would fall in the same bucket as video course. Super killer, but long. I'm under no illusion that people will, I hope people read it. If they do, they're going to get a great time. But I think, honestly, that most people are going to click on my ad, download the book, save it to their hard drive, and feel smarter just having got the book. Right? There's a book called Thin Thighs in 30 Days. It's a great book title. It promises the result. And I believe that most people won't read the book. They feel like by having the book, they've kind of got the outcome. I know that's a bit cynical, but having a book is more important than, this is awful. I can't believe I'm saying this. Marketing-wise, having a book is more important than what's on page 17. My book happens to be epic because I want to put out something great, but I'm under no illusion that most people will read it. If you think reading the book is under gap, you're right. But if you think reading the book cover, it'll fit over here. Ron, does that help? So just think, what's on the front cover? What's the title? Like you think about 4-hour work week, escape 9 to 5, live anywhere, join the new rich. Great title. Even if I don't read the book, I feel like I've got the result just by downloading that thing. So I think book fits there. Does that make sense? Okay. So how do you know what to write about? Well, if you think about the result that people come to you for, this is a couple of weeks ago we talked about, here's the problem. Oops. Here's the problem they've got. Here's the promise that we help them get. And we've got our milestones, our kind of key steps in between. My best lead magnets so far have been, instead of here's everything you need to know to go from here to there, which is okay, but it's dense, is to pick what we call an early sexy step, right? So if you think about one of the steps that people have to do early on, that is a specific mini slice on its own. That's kind of sexy and different. So the lead magnet you might have seen from me, the one that's kind of done the best is called the triage call, and it's about this 9-minute conversation that signs high-paying clients. What's great about that? Well, it's an early process. Like, it's still one of the steps in the journey, but it's not like here's the 437 things you need to do to grow your coaching business. It's an early sexy step. So it's an early step. Number 2, it's sexy. Like, it's about make more money, save time. It's how to sign 8 grand clients in 9 minutes. That's kind of cool. So it's an early sexy step. So the thing I want you to do right now is just I'll give you 60 seconds. I want you to write down 3 things that you do with people that when you explain it, they go, ooh, that's cool. Not your whole system, but like, what's one of the steps that you do early on that people go, ooh, that's juicy. I like that bit. I want that bit. How do you do that bit? I'm just going to give you 60 seconds right now. I'll have a drink of water, which will give me time to shut up and you time to write. What are 3 potential steps in your process that could be good for your thing? Early, sexy step. Okay, if you've got them, type them into the chat box and let's have a quick look. And let's do a little bit of, let's play a game of hot or not. Right, so we'll have a look at your, what it's about. Don't worry too much about the wording. We're in a safe place and I'll be as kind as I possibly can be. We'll play hot or not. So tell me what it's called. Just type it in and we'll go, oh, that's good, that's not good. And we'll see if we can sharpen this up together. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the screen share because there's something that I'd love to be able to do. And to do that, I need to be able to see everybody's faces, or at least as many as we can. I don't know how many. There we go. Do me a favor. If you've got your webcam, can you turn your webcam on? Dina, I'm talking to you. Jonathan, Clive, Miriam, John, Joe, Amanda, Stephen. Pop your webcams on, guys, because this will be helpful. We're going to play a game of hot or not. And this is how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to look at the chat. I'll bring that up right over here. I think, where's my chat? There it is right there. Okay, so how hot or not goes like this. I'm going to read out the title and you're going to give it a score. And so the score's going to be between 1 and 10. I'm going to do it with fingers. Okay, so let's just get ready. Everybody, we'll do a practice run. If the title is so hot that you think it's totally amazing, you're going to give it a 10. Can everyone just please raise 10 fingers for me, please, on the camera? So we'll get an average. Show us 10. Thanks, Clive. Okay, Clive, I can see. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. If it was really crap, let's say it was a 3. Show me 3. Perfect. So when I read out yours, everyone's going to give you a score. And we'll have a quick look. We might give it an average, and then we'll see if we can find ways to make it closer to 10. Please be brutally honest. Better to get like a 3 on a Zoom call from Santa Monica than have your lead magnet completely bomb in front of the world. Wouldn't you agree? So just be honest, and if they give you some feedback, take it well. So is a cheat sheet better than a book first up? Clive, it's just going to be way easier for you to create, man. It's about speed. That's really all. Okay, Ron. Where's Ron? Trying to find you here, dude. There we are. Perfect. Ron, I'm going to unmute you right now. I found you. I'm just trying to unmute you, and I'm struggling a little bit. There we go. Unmute audio.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear. Thanks, dude. Okay, so yours is called Beyond Goal Setting, Creating a Strategy, Understanding How... sorry, are they 1 or 3 different magnets?
3 different things.
Perfect. So who's the market?
Franchise owners and franchisors.
Yep. Franchise owners and franchisors. Okay, so this lead magnet, the lead magnet we're talking about, is it ideally for the franchisee or the franchisor? Pick one.
Franchisee.
Perfect. So I'm a franchisee. Let's say I run like some kind of food franchise, right? Chick-fil-A or whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know it's a franchise. It sounds American. I'm in America right now, so I'm just going to go with it.
It's a franchise.
Okay. Perfect. And so I'm a franchisee. What are some of the frustrations I've got?
Okay. Well, I didn't write it from that angle, but it's franchise.
No, you totally did. You totally did.
Okay, so can't get their employees to execute. Their employees don't execute programs.
Okay, I'm a franchisee. My team don't implement stuff properly.
Yes.
Okay, so hey, if that's my problem, my staff just don't do what I want. My 3 lead magnets, and I know that you didn't write them from this angle, but I go beyond goal setting, creating a strategy, or understanding how we learn. They sound like steps, but they don't sound particularly problem related for me, right?
Sure.
Okay, so if you had to pick one which was about they don't do what I said, what's your system for that? What's that called?
From I don't have a sexy name for it yet, but it'll be to go from idea to implementation.
Okay, great. So it's about how to get your franchise staff to do what you want them to do. It's called idea to implementation. Let's give it a score out of 10, guys. 10 is amazing. 1 is it sucks. What's the number? Yeah. Ron, does that help?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, these numbers aren't looking that great right now.
Yeah. Got to put more thought into that.
I want you to think of it. That's all right. Yeah, obviously you thought about it for about a nanosecond. Remember that movie Snakes on a Plane?
Sure.
Yeah. Crap movie, but you knew what you were going to get, right? You knew that there was going to be some snakes and they were on a plane. So if the lead magnet is about how to get your franchise staff to do what you want, hypothetically speaking, and that's a big pain point, if there was a lead magnet called how to get your franchise staff to do what you want, right? Sometimes the best title in the world is just to say the thing in plain English. If that's a serious pain point, and you offered me a 1-page checklist, 10 things to do, or 5 things to do this week to get your franchise staff to do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, man! That feels juicier. Is that cool?
Yeah. All right. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, man. So I'm going to let you sharpen that up a little bit. Just think, not just my step, but let's link it to a problem or a goal. Well done, bro. Thanks for being first. Johanna. Oh, hello. Johanna's got a little one on her lap. Johanna, you okay if we unmute you? I'd like to meet your little friend.
Mummy. Yeah, hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Johanna, who's that on your lap?
This is Hendrik. He's Operation
Kendrick. Hey, Kendrick. Love you.
Pig. And he's watching Peppa Pig. So we can get
fantastic. I think that's great. Well, I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Johanna, who do you help? What's the problem that you solve?
I am a podcast producer, podcasting coach.
Yep.
So
yes.
The main thing I love to work with people when they're thinking about doing a podcast. So my sort of lead magnets, I've discovered today on the call that they're all further along in the journey than I need to attract people. So just thinking of the...
Are people already podcasting, or are they thinking about podcasting?
Thinking about podcasting.
My mummy.
Yeah, perfect.
So what I want to say is something along the lines of
My mommy.
how to.
It is your mummy.
What to say in your introduction for your podcast.
Yeah, perfect. What to say in your introduction. So just put yourself in the brain of somebody who's thinking about podcasting, but they haven't committed yet. They're not sure if they should. Have you ever talked to somebody like that, like recently?
Yeah, all the time. So I would say, like, they're always like,
What are the questions they ask? Give me like 3 questions they ask all the time, Hannah.
what equipment do I need? Can I submit my show to iTunes? And how much time does it take?
Perfect. So if you just offered me that, remember if we go back to Snap up on the top right, and we're looking for a checklist or a cheat sheet, if you gave me the first time podcasters equipment checklist,
yeah,
what microphone to choose, how to record it, like that's useful to me as I've always wanted to, but I've got no idea how. So let's go early on in the process then, and here's how to promote it on social media. Is that helpful?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And how do you?
So again,
all my competitors have the same thing out there. How, like, other than a sexy name, you know, that's why I just have not done that, because it's the same as everyone else.
yeah, but the fact that everyone else is doing it says that it's probably working.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably working. So
yeah.
yeah, I would just go for it, right? And so the only other thing you could do if you want to do is you could say the one piece of equipment never to buy. You know, the one microphone never to buy.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh crap! I'm terrified of buying that one. Okay.
Love it. Thanks, Kat.
So if I haven't started yet, let's do a quick hot or not. If I haven't done a podcast yet, and the original lead magnet was called the podcast social media schedule, if I'm already podcasting, super helpful. But if I'm just thinking about it and I'm a bit scared, score from 1 to 10. You're thinking about doing a podcast, and this is like the podcast social media schedule. Yeah, it feels like it's great for someone else, but I'm not there yet. Cool?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Is that helpful?
Totally helpful.
Well done, Johanna. Hey, Kendrick, lovely to meet you, little man.
Say bye. Bye.
See ya. Okay. Clive Jones, review of status quo for time and opportunity. Clive, I'm just going to unmute you because I need a little bit of context around this. Hey, Clive, how you doing, dude?
Good, Zachy, and you?
Very, very well. Thanks for your patience on the webinar technology-wise today. It's been a bit of a thing. It's annoying.
I love technology.
Yeah, totally. Tell me about who's the market?
So my market is professionals in operations and supply chain in particular. And
yep.
The first comment I put down, it was just a bit of a general ramble, but further down I've put the title, All Systems Go, Unlock the 7 Keys to Reduce the Operational and Opportunity Costs of Doing Business Due to Inefficiency and Waste.
Okay. So everyone, please listen carefully. Right now you're going to channel your inner supply chain manager. Clive, give us the title again.
All Systems Go. Unlock the 7 keys to reduce the operational and opportunity costs of doing business due to inefficiency and waste.
Okay. Score from 1 to 10, everybody. By the way, housekeeping's knocking on the door. Give him your score and then give him a suggestion. Just type in a suggestion for how to make it better. Ready, set, go. If you could type it in for Clive. All right, what do we got? Thanks, Tim. Okay, hit the hot button. It's too long. Dude, if you go, All Systems Go as the title and then the other is the subtitle, which is probably where you were going. As a book title, that totally works. As a lead magnet, it feels like you've got to put a lot of work into this or it's going to be really broad. If you take one of those early steps, if there's 7 steps, what's one of them that's going to make the biggest difference and reduce the biggest pain point? I think that's where to get started. And you could end up having 7 different.
The first comment I put was I've always thought about the first step being reviews. Do people want reviews as their first step?
No, they totally don't.
No.
So it's not just an early step, it's an early sexy step. And if just as a general clue for everybody, if the early step is anything to do with spreadsheets or hard work, stay the hell away from it and pick something juicy. Okay? We don't, nobody wants to. Step 1, analyze the spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
No thanks. Cool?
Cool. Thank you.
Well done, Clive. Pleasure. Okay. So hot or not, here's what we're after. We're after something that scratches a specific itch. So let's just do a quick recap. We've got single step or single slice, right? Not your whole system, a piece of it. Make sure it's sexy. There is a little formula that we like to use called SAGE. Okay, so it wants to be short. Your lead magnet wants to be short. Remember, it's a snap. So I can get through it in like 4 to 7 minutes. It wants to be actionable. Practical, something I can use and get results. Either do and get the results or see myself doing and get the results. So it's got fill in the blanks or step by step, or it's a checklist. G, it wants to be goal oriented. In other words, it wants to be one of the steps in your process. And lastly, it wants to be easy enough for a beginner. We've got a lead magnet template. I wonder if I've got it here. Here we go. A lead magnet template in Pages. I'm sure we've probably got a Word doc version somewhere. I want to talk you through it, and then if you'd like a copy, I'd be happy to give you one that you can use to kind of pour your content into. There's a worksheet called the Sage Magnet Builder, which will help you design this out. It's not in the handouts, but again, I think it's going to help you get your magnet up and running super quick. So this is the exact lead magnet template that I used to build, that we use for all of our lead magnets. So it's got title. The only thing we've changed from this version to the updated version is we've got an image on the front cover. Then we've got picture of you and your background. The first page is all about why you need this. Then 5 keys. You can do three key ideas, doesn't matter. Each one's got like practical, it's useful. And the last page is...
Taki.
Yeah.
We can only see you, you're not sharing anything with us.
Here am I thinking that this is just super fantastic and you're loving what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. Thanks for the heads up. There we go. Okay, so lead magnet template, front cover, put a picture, put some words, hey Kendrick, your photo, and then a little description of who you are and how you help people. The first page is about why they need it, and then a few key ideas. And then finally, a like a call to action page with here's the next step and here's what to do about it. If you'd like, I'd be happy to give you a copy of this in Pages template. If you're on a Mac, there's probably a Word doc version. We'll have to hunt around, but I'm sure we've got one. Would that be useful? Give me a thumbs up if you'd like a copy. Yeah. Kendrick, I see that hand. All good. Okay, so I'll make sure we hook you up with a copy of that as well. Okay, so what have we talked about today? Number one, conversion first. Deciding that we're going to get the conversion rate optimized before we spend a bunch of money on traffic. Offer a gateway drug, the lead magnet we've just been talking about. It wants to be super desirable, but also not just kind of valuable, but also desirable. Not just do they need it, but do they want it? Selecting your source, free or paid or partnership. Number 4, play by the numbers. Most people don't pay enough attention to the numbers in their business, and it hurts them. Even if you're not a numbers person, just knowing how many people are on my list right now, how many people do I want to have on my list? Okay, so to get from here to there in a year's time, how many people do I want to be adding every month or every week? Obviously, it's going to scale up slowly. It's not going to go bam. And then how am I going to track this? And even just like having a weekly, we just get a weekly report every Monday, which is here's how many people on the list, here's how many new people joined. So we can go, hey, is what we're doing working or are we getting further away? Is that making sense? Number 5, love your list. Once somebody's in your database, let's show them the care and concern that they deserve. Let's give them content and invitations every single week from now on forever. Make sense?